is row 1, seat 1.
Well, this is nice. When did we start doing this? Nobody told me about this. I thought everything sucked now. Do you have a card?
You get COVID? It's over. COVID said, oh, I see you having a good season. It'd be a shame if I knocked over the microphone for those listening and not watching the video.
Yeah. I'm going to, okay? Jada, I love you. Can't wait to see you. All right?
Luck is for dudes.
Oh, there is no one on that Broncos team that I love more right now than Von Miller. That man is an absolute goddamn legend. He could come into my house and fuck my wife, and I would say, thank you very much, sir.
Man to man, I don't know.
The mayor of New Orleans basically came out twirling the umbrella like, fuck Drew Brees and his wife.
Who'd you rather have sex with?
We would be.
I'm an island boy.
I'm like this island boy.
I picture
That's it.
Joey now on every Sunday watching Teddy Two Gloves, like that SpongeBob meme where he's like dried out with the eyes fucking like bloodshot. Like,
What the fuck are you doing, Phil?
walk, walk.
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this glorious May the 17th of 2022. Sean, good to see you. There you go.
Now I can hear myself.
Sorry,
there
wrong.
we go.
I unmuted the wrong mic.
Said, hey, it's good to be back.
I don't remember who's who sometimes.
That's okay.
It's just, usually you're both here, so it's no big deal.
We are illegally streaming the game.
Sean's going to have the illegal stream. Totally legal. We're definitely not doing this. We have permission, written express permission from the NBA to stream this game live on the show on Sean's iPad.
It's so small. If I'm just here on my phone like this, I'm like, pew, 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 pew. I'll be like, no, I'm just playing NBA 2K. That's just lie the whole time. Give me the steering wheel. Give me a steering wheel. I'm like, vroom.
Sean's like, I'm playing NBA 2K. It's the Henry Ruggs edition. No,
Oh, my God.
too soon?
Jesus.
Too soon? Well, welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1 right here live, the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. We've got the game streaming, so we'll be live reacting to Celtics Heat Eastern Conference Finals game number 1. 774-992-8702. Give us your calls if you want to make a comment on the game. Give us your opinions, your thoughts. Who do you think's going to win? Who's going to be the MVP? Who will the Celtics face in the in the finals out of the West if they should make it through Miami? Obviously, you can tell who I'm rooting for.
That's not a surprise, though.
I mean, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
That picture you posted, though, like we were just talking about downstairs, I can't believe it's only 11 years old. That feels like a lot longer than that.
It's 11 years old.
Man, the Heat just did not give a shit about their fans.
They were so awesome.
They had like the LED board, like the old school, like high school LED board.
Oh, I know. It was bad. Like that arena was old. But, they won a couple championships. LeBron got there, and they were like, oh, okay, we can start putting money back into this place, I guess.
I still can't believe Eric Spoelstra's still there.
I know. I remember we all thought we were like, oh, this guy's going to flame. LeBron's going to fire him by year 3.
He tried.
Move on to something. He did.
He tried.
And good thing he didn't, because look who's back in the Eastern Conference Finals again.
Was it second out of the last 3 years?
Two out of the last 3, because
Yeah.
they missed last year and they were in the bubble, obviously, because they went to the finals and lost to my Lakers.
Cole, that's 100% correct. That's not even a lie.
Listen, there is no shame in my game. I hate Boston sports. I hate Boston sports fans. I can't stand any of you. I hate you all. I wish nothing but the worst for all of your teams.
He's wearing a Udonis Haslam jersey. That would be pretty impressive.
That'd be I think if I was gonna go back and get a Heat team from like that LeBron era, just to be the ultimate troll, I would probably get Mario Chalmers.
Ugh.
Just to be like, Mario Chalmers every single time somebody sees it. Because that's all I think about. Every single time I see Mario Chalmers, I have to say it in that voice, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the Jay Farrow SNL skit when he does Stephen A. Smith. He's like, Mario Chalmers should not have hands to shoot the basketball in the fourth quarter of a Miami Heat basketball contest. 774-992-8702. Give us a call. We've got a lot to talk about. We'll get into the NFL schedule as the show moves along. We've got a little bit of baseball on tap, a little bit of motorsports on tap. We've got
Drew Brees fired.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Tom Brady becomes the highest paid guy in the media and then tells the media, I fucking hate you. That was pretty funny. So we've got that. We've got the game. We've got a lot to talk about, Sean. So let's dive right into it. Obviously, we got the Eastern Conference Finals kicking off right here, right now.
Man, that is so cringy to have the white. Can I just say that really quick? The whiteout thing Miami does,
You don't like it?
that's very cringy. I don't know.
I like the whiteout. The white hot heat.
I don't
White
know.
hot heat.
They can only do that in Miami.
Yeah, that's the only place you can get away with it.
Any other city in America, they're like, oh, man, racist.
They're like, no, they would just be like, because white. It's a white party. It's a classy thing, you know. Remember, like P Diddy used to throw those white parties in the Hamptons, and like 50 Cent called him out and be like, I don't give a fuck if I'm not getting invited to the white party this year, motherfucker. After he like dissed P Diddy in a song, it's like a classy Miami thing. Have you ever been to Miami?
Yes, one night only. That was part of a
It's
cruise.
hot in here.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Maybe it's because I'm wearing sleeves for the first time.
Probably
all
because
day.
you're wearing fucking Heat jersey from 12 years ago.
And I got the hot Heat jersey on. I spent the week down there, and obviously in December.
Yep.
And it is every bit up its own ass as you would assume it should be, as it would be. Like we drove by the arena a couple of times on our way to Miami Gardens to go, or Miami, whatever they call what do they call the stadium in Miami now?
Hard Rock Stadium?
Land Shark Stadium or some shit. I don't fucking know. They still play Jimmy Buffett. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
No, I thought it was the Hard Rock Stadium, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it is Hard Rock now. Yeah, it has to be. Because I was too busy telling Mike Glennon he sucks. From like, fucking 20,000 rows up in the air. And just yell at me like, Mike Glennon, you suck. Because it was the Giants game.
Oh my god! I was like, why Mike Glennon?
We went to the Giants Dolphins game, and it was Mike Glennon was the quarterback, and I was like, God damn it, Glennon. So it was one of those, but it's a pretty stuffy city. Like it's pretty up its own ass, and but yet it's so ratchet at the same time.
Well, I mean,
it's like you go there and you're like, wow, I'm paying $26 for a pina colada. That's outrageous. And then you turn around and there's just like 6 people just beating the shit out of each other in the middle of the street, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna keep on walking down the street. I guess.
And then as you walk down, there's like someone completely naked, and you're like, all right.
And you're like, there's a man taking a shit in an alleyway. Cool. All right. And
Miami is an interesting place.
It is. It is a. There is a little something for everyone in Miami. It is a fascinating place to go explore if you ever get the chance. If you do get the chance, dude, bring your checkbook though. Holy Christ!
It is expensive.
Unbelievably
Spent
expensive.
one night, very expensive. We went out to eat one place, and we had a cruise the next day that we left. But Rocco's Tacos, I think we went to.
Yeah.
Rocco's Tacos.
Yeah, we went there. I think down on the like Sunset.
Yeah,
on,
it was good.
Sunset Boulevard? No, not
Yes,
Sunset
I think
Boulevard.
so. That main strip.
Ocean
there.
Drive. Ocean
yes,
Drive.
the main strip.
Ocean Drive.
And let me
Sunset
tell
Boulevard's
you,
in California. I've never been there.
This joke still remains from when me and my wife went, when they had a fresh guacamole guy come to the table. Man, that guy had one jacked right forearm. And I looked at my wife and I was like, there's no way this guy's forearm is that jacked from just guacamole. Left arm, no definition. Right arm, vascular. It's like, this is too much.
He looked like Morty in like the Rick and Morty episode where he gets like the arm from the Viking.
Oh my
Armathy,
god!
And he's just like, yeah. It's like, dude, come on, man. We know you're an expert beating your meat. Not just the avocados from Mexico. No, but Miami's a fascinating spot, dude. It was wild. So we were down there. And we're sitting down there. We're like, we'll be on like, you get like, we stayed at the Fontainebleau, so we're like right on the beach, gorgeous beach view, like the whole 9, dude. Like the place was dope as fuck. Go down to like the lobby one day, and like I'm in line at this breakfast place where it's like $40 breakfast sandwiches. Like it's just like a bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant, but it's like pretty good. Like it's pretty upscale.
A little cocaine was sprinkled on it.
Yeah, a little upscale, a little more upscale than a Dunkin', but not by much. And we go there, and we're my wife and I are waiting in line, and like all of a sudden, like this dude comes in. He's got like lime green Red Sox or lime green Yankees hat on, lime green shirt, lime green shorts. What I assume were like $900 Nikes, lime green, and he just takes this. There was a huge like 3-liter bottle of champagne that was like on the shelf that was like decorative. So he just takes it, and he's like, "Yo, where can I pay for this?" And nobody says anything, so he just walks out with it. And meanwhile, like, security grabs him. They're like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, what? You think I can't fucking pay for this? You think I don't got no money? You think I can't? And, like, starts causing this fucking scene. And it's like, bro, like, all we want to do is, like, we're all hungover. All we want to do is get our coffee and our sandwich and go sit by the pool so we can pay for some overly priced ass drinks. Is that too much to ask? which apparently for this guy it was. He caused this
It
huge
was
ruckus.
absolutely
Like,
too
and this
much.
kid, like, and he's got like the nose ring in, like all sorts of piercings and like tattoos and everything else. And he's just like, what? And in front of like 100 people, he's, what, you think I can't pay for this? How much is this? It ain't shit, I'll tell you that. And it's like, all right, cool, dude. Like, nobody asked. But that was like just par for the course. Like, that was like an hourly event, if you will.
Awesome. Okay, great. Typical
Celtics
Miami.
out to a 7-0 start. Ooh.
But Celtics, I don't
This is
understand.
good for the Celtics, is it not?
I guess, but the Celtics really don't come alive until like the fourth quarter anyway.
No Marcus Smart, no Al Horford.
Yeah, which was weird. Smart was like a planned
Smart was,
injury.
I think, was questionable leading up to the game, but
Yeah.
Horford was what, a healthy scratch?
No, not healthy
COVID
scratch. It was a COVID scratch.
Is the NBA really still doing that? Did they
I
not
don't-
take any lessons from the NFL?
Listen,
And remember when the NFL playoffs started, and all of a sudden they were just like, "Wow, look at the COVID numbers; they're way down." After December had like the most COVID positive tests of all like ever in NFL history.
but literally, Al Horford was within 3 feet of every person on the Celtics team for literally every day for the past like 2 months. How is it only him and nobody else? That makes no sense to me.
None.
Like, did he sneeze in front of an official and they're like, "Mm?" Like, I don't understand like what qualifies as like shouldn't they all be technically like shouldn't have this game been delayed or canceled or they have to forfeit because all the players have potentially
Are
had COVID?
potentially good. It's a super spreader.
I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know how it works anymore because it's one of it seems like it's like it always has been. It seems just even more now like picky choosy when we want to enforce things, when we want things to matter, when we don't. Like everybody knows COVID's a joke at this point. Everybody knows like as the numbers keep coming out, like once every couple months, like a report will come out and be like, yeah, we actually found that the death toll from COVID was overestimated by about 15%, but did you see what happened in Buffalo the other day? Holy shit! And you're like, okay, like yeah, no, I saw that. That was gross. But what about this 15% thing about COVID? Like, because I feel like you kind of just buried the lead there. And they'll just kind of dance around it and tiptoe, and they'll be like, or they'll put it out on like a Friday afternoon at like 6 o'clock when like no major, all the major shows are done.
Nobody.
And everybody's just like, oh my God, there are 600,000 people dead. And you're like, that number's probably closer to like 25,000.
I'm so like out of the loop with all this stuff. I don't even know anymore. I don't know if we're still doing the whole like sit people away and send them home. I have no idea.
Good, you and everybody else. Like, I mean, I go to work every week, and it's just like, so are we doing the COVID thing or not? Like,
Some people are
'cause it
sick,
feels like we're not.
but you can just lie now. You can just be like, yeah, I have symptoms, and I guess you can just be out, and then
Yeah.
you can say like, well, I might be positive because my uncle had it, or my brother had it, and then I was in contact with him like in the last 24 hours, but I'm fine. But it's like you can play all these like gray area
You
games.
know, and I know.
And then they're not going to ask you for evidence of like your family member being sick. You know what I mean? It's such just this weird.
No, and then you hear stories about like people leaving like foreign countries and stuff and coming back and like getting held up. Like I heard a story
They won't
about
let
a
you
guy
back.
who went to leave Barbados and he tested negative on his own PCR test that he brought. But the test that the country gave him to leave, which apparently you need one to leave, which is weird. You'd think that they wouldn't be. They'd be like,
'Cause
yeah,
it's a
get the
flight?
fuck out. Yeah, I have no idea. But then they told her, they were like, oh no, our test says you're positive. You have to quarantine here for 10 days. And they basically put you in like a prison hotel. Like they put you in a hotel, but you can't leave. There's 24-hour surveillance. You get all your shit brought to your room. You can't leave the room, and you're forced to. And they bill you to stay there. And it's like, no, I don't think that's how that's supposed to work, actually. But apparently people are doing it and countries are doing it. But who knows? It's just, again, it's like with the Al Horford thing. It's just very fly by the seat of your pants. And like, nothing makes sense. But then again, nothing has made sense for the last 2 years. I mean, we're going on 2 full years now of just this COVID nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I still see people, like today I was at Lowe's. I probably saw like 24 people still wearing masks. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh no, no. The mask thing is back like.
Like,
full
what are you
force.
doing? You
It's-
like, did everybody just ignore the study that came out like 3 weeks ago that said masks actually made COVID worse?
I don't know.
They like studied like 34 European countries or something like that.
But
and they were like, yeah.
masks are definitely coming back. Like that's been back for like a month now.
but I feel like they really never left. But now people feel like more like, oh my God, I gotta do it. Because the thing with a mask is it's not about if you actually believe science, that you know that the mask does nothing when you're out in public and you're just out in a store or whatever. I mean, just ask Dr. Fauci. He said it a million times. But we all know the mask is just a symbol now. It's a symbol of I care more than you. And it's a way for people to tell everybody how much more they care than everybody else. That's all it is.
I just think it's cool that you can wear whatever kind of mask you want and people don't say anything. If I wanted to just go in like a Star Wars like Boba Fett helmet, like people would be like, okay.
People are like, all right. I mean, that's normal now. Weird, but all right.
If I rob this place, they'd understand.
I mean,
They'd
I
be
saw a
like,
dude the other day wearing a mask with like, he's got like not like a mask, but like the breather things on. Like
oh,
a dusting
come
mask. And
on.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing, bro? Like, seriously, what are you doing?
You sure he's not training?
This
It's not
isn't-
one of those like air elevation masks, whatever the hell that's called.
Man, I'll tell you what. If this guy was training with an elevation mask on, well, he had me fooled. I mean, granted, this guy seemed like the type of person that would be susceptible to COVID more so than, say, you or I.
Got you.
If you catch my drift.
Yes.
He was no stranger to the Ponderosa buffets.
Man, Ponderosa.
Remember the
man.
ice cream bar? That was the best part. You get the little upside-down helmets.
See, the one in Dartmouth? Nah, they didn't have helmets.
Yeah, we had little helmets.
They had bowls most of the time.
Oh, yeah, I remember. All right, maybe one time I went there and they had helmets.
You went to Lucky Time. You were like, we're having
Apparently.
Red Sox night.
Yeah, maybe I did. I don't know. It was
Yeah,
after
sure.
we had t-ball practice at Gidley School, and then we went to Ponderosa for a buffet after practice
Probably knew you were coming.
or a game or whatever.
Yeah, I got you.
And then they saw me walk through, and they're like, "God damn it! Why do we get the fattest fucking fifth grader or whatever I was?"
He's not even eating dinner. He's going to the dessert.
I think I was in like second grade or third grade, whatever. They're like, "He's going straight for the ice cream." We're like, well, all right. At least we don't have to replay. Oh God, he found the sausages. Somebody get on the horn. Fucking Oscar Mayer. We're gonna need more.
My God, Ponderosa, man. How long has that place been gone? Like 20-something years?
Dude, Ponderosa has been gone for a grip. Because when it was still physically there, I think, up until I was in like junior year of high school. And then they bulldozed
Really?
it. Dude, that was 21 years ago.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Right? You're like, oh, right. Junior year of high school was a long time ago. I know, like my 20th high school reunion would be in October or November, whatever it is.
So we said we're going really off topic to begin the show. So I apologize to anybody that's listening to like this rant of like off topic from.
Well, it started with Al Horford being out.
It started with Al Horford being out and me finding the people that all wear white in Miami cringe. But speaking of 20 years ago, we're watching a show on Netflix. It's called The Staircase, and it's based on like a true case of a woman falling down the staircase, and like all the actors are playing like real people and stuff like that. And anyway, my wife says to me last night when we're watching like one of the episodes, and she goes, "Man, they do a really good job of making this look old." And we're like, "This took place in 2001. Oh my God."
Oh God, we're the old people.
And it's like that realization. It's like 21 years ago was like people in the 90s watching a movie from the 70s, and you're like, oh, like that it hurts to think about that. It's like this movie, if you watched a movie in 99 about the 70s, it would have had to take place in like 77.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, but if they did like Fast Times at Ridgemont High or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That came out whenever it was. Like that movie right now would be about the class of 2005.
Yeah.
Which is 2 years after I graduated.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that it's a little funny because like when you think about it, like what we were just talking about the LeBron James Dwayne Wade when D Wade threw the ball up and did the
picture,
the infamous, LeBron alley-oop from D Wade, and that was 11 years ago already. That was their first season together in Miami in 2011.
Right, because you put the picture up because you're supporting the Heat, which is great. And I
don't know if I'm so much as supporting the Heat as just rooting against the Celtics.
That's fine. I'm gonna be.
I am gonna say this though. I was bummed the Bruins lost on Sunday, or Saturday, whatever day that was. I think it was Saturday.
I don't know.
I'm bummed the Bruins lost because I was actually looking forward to going out and like finding like a sports bar and like doing so, like going to like Knuckleheads or something and watching like a big like a Game 7 or something of an Eastern Conference final. But
there's no Eastern Conference final.
For hockey?
Yeah, it's not called the Eastern Conference Final.
Is it not?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure it's East and West, dude. I mean, I'm not a hockey guy at all, but
Well, neither am I. I watch like the playoffs, but I didn't even
does hockey have? We'll ask our listeners. Listeners, does hockey have East and West, or is it like AL, NL, or is it NFC, AFC?
I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure it's not Eastern Conference Finals. It's like copyright infringement.
I mean, maybe, but it's a conference final for the Eastern Division, is it not?
All right. Well, hopefully one of our chat people just jump in there. And
Somebody's
just say,
gonna know this. Someone has to have watched more hockey than
I
you.
wasn't.
And I'm not even embarrassed to say this. That's how much I don't pay attention to hockey.
I didn't watch hockey at all this whole year. Not a single game. Usually I watch a few games here and there. I watch the playoffs.
I did the same thing with basketball. I didn't watch a single minute of regular season basketball. I watched a cumulative total of 0 minutes. Not even on Christmas did I watch NBA basketball this year.
Oh, we're gonna talk about Christmas and games.
Oh, we're gonna get into the NFL schedule very shortly.
You know, Adam Silver's like,
oh, this is
mad.
The NFL just said, "Fuck you, do something."
Yeah, we're taking Christmas.
Yeah, we're taking Christmas. But no, it was. I know nothing about hockey, absolutely nothing. But I was actually hoping the Bruins would pull it off and get into the next round because I was looking forward to going out for a couple games. Like,
meh.
You know, Bruins fans are fun. They're fun people to be around when the Bruins are winning and doing well.
Well, most of them are just miserable.
Are they though? I don't know. I mean, the thing is with Bruins fans is like you don't know they exist until June.
No, we have a couple of Bruins fans that we know.
Just a couple.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
No, I mean I don't do Canadian soccer. You know this. I don't know what the lines on the court mean. I don't know.
Ice.
I don't know what the whatever. No, it's a court. It's a basketball court underneath most of those. I don't know what the little circles mean. I don't know what
Face-offs.
Lines I think are just like
Blue
rotations.
Lines are like different.
I mean, I know what a check is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know what the boards are. I know what a goal is and a puck and a stick. And I know what it looks like to see a guy flail around with a broken leg on the ice.
So,
which is pretty cool.
One of our like really good Bruins fans, Graham, just jumped in. He definitely knows. I'm not even going to pretend that what I'm saying is correct. So
I can't pretend that I know because I honestly have no fucking idea, like not a fucking clue. It's one of those things. I'm pretty sure it's Eastern Conference or like Eastern.
But the Eastern
League.
Conference Finals, no.
Well, I mean, you can't copyright Eastern Conference Finals, can you?
I'm pretty sure you can.
If they've been using it for so long, I mean, what's the NBA going to do? Sue the NHL and be like, "Fuck you, you can't use our name." It's like, dude.
Yes.
You think that David Silver in the NBA would be that big a dickbag?
Adam Silver?
What did I say?
David?
No.
That must be his evil twin brother.
Always coming at me with that. David. So this is, 21-15?
21-15. I don't understand the whole thing of all those two guys out. I think the Celtics are just fine with, like, you know what? If we're going to have Smart out and Horford's going to be out too, whatever. It's game one. It's not home court. We'll just secede the first game then. So if the Celtics win this, they're what did I say?
Secede. We're going to secede from the first game.
Oops. So if they win this game with house, it's all house money.
It was a warm day in May.
It's all house money.
Brother versus brother. Father versus friend.
But I think, to be fair, the Heat is like probably the worst of the three teams they faced.
The Heat rolled down through the cornfields.
No, I'm being serious though.
The morning was musky.
Stop. Nets.
My beard mangled.
Nets. Bucks. Heat.
Nets, Bucks, Heat.
Yeah.
What about them?
In that order, I think like the Heat is like the most of them all. Like I don't fear the Heat at all. It's just Jimmy Butler.
I think Bam's the best big man left in the playoffs. So I think Miami's probably going to win this series.
No, see, I think
And-
whoever won that last series with Bucks and Celtics, I think was going all the way to the finals.
No. Well, it depends. If Chris Middleton had come back for this series, I would say yes. I think the Bucks probably
He would have been. He would have come back.
But But to what degree, though? Like, you know what
Anything.
I mean? But the thing is with Chris Middleton, it's like, okay, if Chris Middleton's healthy throughout the playoffs,
Yep.
sure, I could see the Bucks beating the Celtics and going on to the finals and having a chance to repeat. But the reason I don't see the Celtics doing it is the Celtics just got taken 7 games by the Bucks without Chris Middleton, without their second best player, and it showed. And oh god, I can't wait to see this. Top Gun Maverick is going to be so fucking awesome.
You know he flew his own jet.
No, he didn't fly it. He flew in it. They all flew in him. They all flew in jets.
They said he flew in his own jet.
Yeah. all the actors.
That was implied, like he flew the jet.
No.
That's how it was
I've watched
implied.
I've watched every there's like a billion TikToks and Twitter accounts that I follow that are all aviation stuff.
Yeah.
And everybody's been going fucking ape shit for this movie, and it looks phenomenal. But all the actors, like Tom Cruise said in the making of this movie, that we wanted the actors to be actually in the fighter, in the jets, because you can't duplicate the faces and the expressions and the breathing sounds. Like you can't duplicate it. It's not real. So he's like, you had to get up in the plane. So he's like, we did a lot of filming in the planes themselves.
You know,
And they were I believe they were F-18Es, which are the 2-seaters.
okay.
And there was a couple of things, but like there was some guys that went through and like nitpicked the shit out of the trailers, and they were like, yeah, I mean, they're flying like a little bit closer than you normally would because cinematography and like you want to get good shots, but no, that's all real. You know, that's real, like whatever.
That's not bad though. That's actually pretty cool.
Oh, it's super rad. I mean, this is a first of its kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the Days of Thunder sequel now.
So, but if you're an actor going into that movie and they're like, we're gonna have you actually out there in the fighter jets flying it, and they're like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Well, you don't have a choice. It's like, do you want to make $20 million or no?
No, only Tom Cruise is getting that. Nobody else is getting that.
Nah, Tom Cruise is probably getting 30 by now. Come on, who are we kidding?
Tom Cruise is probably like, I'll do $20 million if I get.
He's like, I'm gonna do an
kickback.
arms pump you run scene.
How old is he? He's like 60. Dude.
He's getting up there, dude. But he's fucking badass. Like, as far as actors go, I appreciate the shit out of what he did for Top Gun because he is bringing the realism to this movie. And I appreciate it because I'm a huge, huge fighter jet nerd.
Oh, wasn't this the movie where someone caught him like going off on somebody about COVID restrictions and stuff like
Yes.
that? And he was going nuts.
Yeah. And he
being
was like, you don't dare disrespect. Or like, he was like flipping the fuck out. It was very, good for you, Christian Bale on Terminator, like flip out level. If you haven't seen or heard that, go Google that shit. It's funny as hell. But yeah, he went bananas on somebody. Like it was like some like caterer or something.
Yeah, they weren't wearing a mask and like that, and they potentially. But he's saying like you potentially put the entire crew, the whole movie could get shut down because of you not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And he goes like, "How selfish of you!" And I was like, "Damn, Tom Cruise really taking this mask thing to the next level." And then you realize it's like. Actually, he probably could care less, but he's like, you're going to get the whole movie shut down.
Yeah.
You're going to get everything pushed back. Like, I don't have time for this shit.
We don't have time for your nonsense. Like, just either be here or don't, but just follow the fucking... And I get that. Like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, you know me and how I feel about masks and lockdowns and everything else. We don't need to revisit that.
But if you're filming a movie...
But you're filming a movie, everybody knows, like, okay, look, these rules are stupid, but these are the rules. I had to do it every week at work. I know the rules are stupid. I know they're fucking pointless.
I feel like it's coming
back. But guess what?
It's coming back.
Brother, the dreaded midterm variant will hit right around mid-September. Don't you worry. Because they got to get their drop boxes and we got to get our ballots. Have you seen 2,000 Mules yet, speaking of movies?
No.
Oh, you got to see that shit. But back to the Bucks and the Celtics. The point I was getting at was I don't believe – like, I think if the Bucks had Chris Middleton and they had beat the Celtics, yes, they could have beaten the Heat. But I think the fact that the Bucks took the Celtics without Middleton to 7 games – and there was a few times where, the Celtics probably could have won that series quicker. You're thinking like, back to like game 3, was it? When Al Horford missed the putback by a cunt hair. There was a couple, the other one with there was a couple other one. There was one other game, I think, that was like down to the wire. But if Chris Middleton plays, I don't think that's even a series. I think the Bucks kind of just not handily beat the Celtics, but it's a lot more comfortable than it was. I don't think the Celtics blow the Bucks out in 2 out of those 7 games. Let's put it that way.
Right. No, I agree with you. And I think we had chatted about this a little bit before, even during the game. Like, I just didn't care about like the officiating. The officiating was bad on both sides of the ball. I just don't care anymore with basketball. Like, I think I was talking to you about it. Like with basketball at this point, for me, and I think it's like our first like real topic we're gonna get into. Finally.
Yeah. Right.
I think with basketball, you never hear me complain about officiating because it's never good, no matter what game you watch. There's always going to be something where the referee's going to be like, travel. Like, Giannis doesn't get a lot of calls. I don't care. I feel like I'm the only Celtics fan that's just like, I don't care.
I have at least a dozen screenshots
I
took off of Facebook on Sunday afternoon while the Celtics were up 26.
Yes.
Of people, Boston fans, still bitching about the officiating. And I'm like, get the fuck over it. Like, you're up by 30 in an elimination game, and you're still crying about the refs. Joey Fats Radio, row one, seat one.
What's going on, brother?
Durant.
What's going on?
What's happening?
Nothing. I mean, I think the last time, unless Durant called last week, the last time we talked, it was like Game 2 of the Nets series, and we were like, it's probably gonna go either way. Like, and then all of a sudden the Celtics were just like, nope, and they just like
4 close
rocketed.
games, all went in the Celtics' favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just wanted to chime in on your topic. I completely agree. You know, Middleton was absolutely their second best player, or he was their, go-to outside sharpshooter. And
hey, listen, props to Drew Holiday for trying to step up and do everything he could.
He did great.
He really he arose to the moment,
very
dude.
underrated, and that's what put the Bucks over the top to win it all. I mean,
absolutely.
They were coming up short year after year, and they had bogus point guard play with like George Hill, Eric Bledsoe. I think we talked about this last week, actually, or the week before.
Actually,
But,
George Hill was shit this whole series. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, he just came back from injury, so I guess give him some slack on that. But he should be your backup point guard at the most,
Right.
at this point. But yeah, I mean, Drew Holiday put that team over the top. I believe they could have won back to back. Sometimes that's just how it plays, an injury opens the door for another team. I mean,
Absolutely, dude. The injuries are the great equalizer. We always say it every year. Like, we do our preseason predictions. That it's always barring injury. Like, we can't. I'm not going to pick I'm certainly not going to pick the Lakers to win it all if I know, LeBron is going to miss the, 75% of the season. That's just not going to happen. Same
right.
thing.
I mean, injury prevented the Warriors from three-peating. I mean, they won back-to-back with KD, and then that third year, Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors got it done because Klay Thompson, I believe, was out of that series, and then KD came back too early, and we know how that ended.
Right. It didn't end well.
Speaking of Golden State looks great.
I think Golden State is going to cruise.
I think it's
to another championship.
I said it accidentally. I said I hope it's Celtics Golden State, and it seems like that's a good possibility.
Well, it's definitely going to be Golden State out of the West.
With the way the game's played today, I mean, it's just really tough to stop the guard play of the Warriors. I mean, you got Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, two of the greatest shooters to step on the floor. I mean, they're both absolute sharpshooters. It's tough.
Joey,
the game's played outside today. If you can shoot a bunch of threes,
right. There's no lead is safe anymore.
Oh my God,
threes is better than twos, and it's how I look at it.
I felt like I was the Durant. Sorry, not to cut you off. During the Celtics game 7, which was a great series. That was a phenomenal series to watch. It was so much fun.
Bucks Celtics was a good series.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple of games that were boring because they were blowouts, but the games that were good were really good.
I know Tony.
Tony Dungy. Were you just going to say Tony Dungy?
I was going to say Tony Jefferson.
Oh, Jesus.
It was not Tony Jefferson. My God, what is his name for the Celtics? He kept shooting threes, and he was like the hero. Oh, my God.
Oh,
Tony Williams?
Tony Williams?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. When Williams kept shooting threes at the beginning of the game, I know he was wide open. He's wide open for a reason. At some point, I'm like pulling my eyes back. I'm like, stop shooting threes.
Yeah.
Like, he's so open. Just take like 5 steps forward and go for the twos. I mean, it worked out for him in the end, but it was maddening in the beginning being taking so many threes. And
well, the thing is like Durant said, the game has changed so much.
I know.
Because those 18-foot mid-range jumpers are no longer a thing.
No.
You're better off just stepping back an extra 3 feet and putting it and getting an extra point out of it.
There was more big men back then. My boy put it perfect. My buddy Jamal. He said the game was played inside out back then. Now it's played outside in.
Yeah, yes. and I think you'll see, honestly, I think you're going to see a swing towards the other way. Like, I think before our days are done, you will see another Shaq, another Olajuwon, another Ewing style. Like, I think that style, because think about it. If you can bang inside.
When a guy's banging
you, as Chuck would say, if you can bang down low and have somebody down there that's that unstoppable, I mean, what's to say? I mean, everything is cyclical, right? Like, the pendulum swings one way and eventually it's going to come back. It's like the NFL. Like, we will see Jeremiah Trotter, John Lynch, Roy Williams style players again in the NFL before our days are over.
It all happens. It all comes
But
back.
it's all cyclical.
Yeah.
But I mean, right now, like you said, dude, the outside shooting is it's dominant because guys are getting so good at shooting the ball
Yeah.
that there's no
that's
reason
that's a
reason
great
not to.
point, though. That's a great point. And I think, I mean, look at it like this. In almost all of sports, I feel like good defense always beats good offense.
Oh yeah, absolutely it does. That's hands down.
Everything.
I mean, look at the Pittsburgh
So, I
Pirates.
mean, you can shoot all the threes
won
you want, but
won a game without
if
getting a
you're
hit
showing
the other
up and
day.
playing defense, I mean, how else did the Cavs beat the Warriors that year? I mean,
Because they
you
had
have to
Kyrie and
be playing
LeBron.
some kind of defense.
Yeah, they were playing relentless defense on Steph and Curry, and they were just Steph and Clay, and they were making them work for everything, and it worked, and it worked out for them. I mean, granted,
Look at Floyd Mayweather, probably one of the best boxers to ever live. It's because he played defense. He played defense better
that was
than
his whole
anyone
game.
else.
Dude, again, not to jump in, but someone asked Mike
No, you're good,
Tyson.
man.
Someone asked Mike Tyson recently how he felt about Floyd Mayweather, saying he's one of the greatest of all time, and Mike Tyson went on a rant about how he's not like even close to being one of the greatest of all time, and he actually said he's actually overrated. He said,
Yeah,
Mike
I'm
Tyson,
not a Floyd Mayweather fan, by the way.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
just,
okay.
But he probably is going to be the best boxer ever.
No, but Tyson said that there's another guy who went 83-0. He goes, you never talk about this guy. And Mike Tyson, very smart individual when he has to be, but he went on a rant and saying like how like Mayweather is just a product of today's economy, and like not basketball. I'm sorry, boxing historians don't consider Mayweather one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
What's that?
he robbed banks legally.
Stinky boy.
Dead. Yeah, literally. But I found that funny because Mike Tyson I thought was gonna have Mayweather's back and he didn't. He was just actually like, no, not even close.
Well, but their fighting styles are so contrasting too, and I mean, not for nothing, but look, Mayweather's style wasn't anything that anybody would ever really like look at and be like, oh man, he was pretty. It was fun to watch. He had skills and moves. He was a dancer out there, and he was doing, did all these things. No, man, he was just so good defensively. He just didn't let you get his hands on him.
Wow.
And he just, he just made it so you couldn't touch him. And people hate that shit. People hate
when you
1-0 baseball games. People hate 10-7 football
when
games.
you understand the objective, it's hit and don't get hit.
Don't get punched in the face. Rule number 1 in life, don't get dead. Rule number 2, don't shit your pants. Rule number 3, don't get punched in the face. Like, pretty easy rules to live by, in my opinion. But
dude, that was crazy just now. The Celtics had 3 offensive rebounds in a row, and then Miami did absolutely nothing about it.
I saw, this is crazy.
Does Miami like even attempting to play?
It's only a 4-point game, dude.
I know, but Miami looks very like lax.
Lethargic.
Yeah, they're like, eh.
We're gonna win this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's tight right now. Still very early.
But yeah, it is early. It's early. It's game 1. We'll see how this goes. But the Celtics have to come in. They got to take one of these two.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know. This Celtics team, I just feel like it's like it's like the Bengals team this year. I kept saying it. It just feels like everything's going right.
Point before I get out of here. But,
yeah, please do.
That Bucks series, there was a chance the Bucks could have closed that out in 5, even without Middleton. Game 4, they were up 12 going into the 4th.
I know.
You find a way to win that one, you're up 3-1. You end up winning Game 5 like they did in a tight one, and that series doesn't even go to 6.
Durant, to be fair though, who on the Bucks besides Giannis like stepped up though? I mean, Drew Holiday had a good series, but he didn't step up like it wasn't like otherworldly. It was like Giannis. Giannis set records as having like. Didn't he have like the most points? Like he had like 200 points in a series and lost. He was like the first ever player that happened.
Yeah. Like 200, 150 or something like
that.
Yeah.
I made a statement on the show last week that history shows that no team has won it with losing one of your top 3 scorers. It just has never happened. So I kind of knew. I seen it coming at some point, whether it was this series or the next series.
I mean, look, you weren't wrong. Obviously, you got that one right. It's just Middleton was a big loss, like you said. He was their sharpshooter.
Not even LeBron could do it. When LeBron lost Kevin Love and Kyrie, and he had to try to take out the Warriors by himself. You know?
It was LeBron
just
and
can't
Matthew
happen.
Dellavedova. I miss the Matthew Dellavedova. That was such a fun ride.
Who was the kid with the wild hair for the Cavs? Shit.
Varejao?
Varejao, that was it.
Anderson Varejao?
Yeah, thank you.
Sideshow Bob?
Yeah.
He was all right.
Thank you. I said wild hair. You were like Varejao?
Yeah.
That was it.
Durant, thanks for the call, bud. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. Good stuff, man.
Adios.
All
Hey,
right, brother.
hey, we'll be talking NFL and sports and not sports. Schedule a little bit later, so if you wanted to call back about the Raiders, feel free.
All right, awesome.
Adios.
Later, guys.
Later, buddy. 774-992-8702. 36-30 right now. Celtics leading.
I mean, like, you're seeing it, though, right? Like, there's no rebound attempts by the Heat right now. They're just,
Miami's getting beat down low. They're missing
they don't
shots.
give a shit. All the guys are playing back. They're like, fuck it.
Yeah, like, no, just cherry pick. Fuck it.
If we don't make it the first shot, we don't give a shit. Oh, that was a good block.
Stuffed. See, but because he was lazy getting back, it worked out. But that doesn't always work like that. And he's going to miss it.
You knew it immediately. As soon as he shot it, he's like, yeah, it's a miss.
Yeah, he's like,
Not even close.
brick. Miami is a brick shit house.
Dude, someone said, like,
I had a feeling I had a feeling this was going to happen. This
turn off the window.
little stinky boy. Did you see my Snapchats of my stinky boy Holocaust that happened over here?
Dude, I haven't been on Snapchat in like over a year.
I had like 50 dead stinky boys in the sill over here. I came up here the other day on it was like Saturday, Sunday.
Oh my god, Holocaust. Jesus.
And what? And I was exterminating with extreme prejudice these stink bugs that have invaded my upstairs.
It's all the North End.
I don't get it. I'd never seen one until I lived in this neighborhood.
It's all the North End.
Never seen one in my life. And I don't know what the fuck that was. It was like, just freaking me out. I was just holding the bug and there was something on my lip. I was like, yeah, I'd never seen a stink bug until I lived here, ever.
Dude, I agree with you. When I was living in the North End, close to Kings Highway, tons of them. I don't understand. Like all the summer, every summer was tons of them all the time.
Okay. Apparently, you can spray for them, which I got to look into because I got like a lot of them. And I was up here with like a torch.
I think they just.
And I was literally like just like torching them.
I think they just hang up on rooftops and they're like, "Hello."
Yeah.
That's all they do. That's all they do.
Fuck those fucking things. And they smell. They got that like ammonia, like weird ammonia, like not like good smelling salt ammonia, which still keep my atomic rhino.
Dude,
on
why
tap.
do you do that? Oh my god.
Ooh yeah. That's the stuff, baby.
In like 3 years.
I have one. This so it's Atomic Rhino, same brand, but it's called Atomic Rhino Redline. Oh my god! Like, dude, I took one quick sniff of it, and it brought tears to my eyes, choked me out. I was like, "Whoa, what is going on?"
Too much.
I'm trying to get my wife to bring me a drink before she goes to bed. I think I might be.
Please
too
bring
late.
me a drink. No. But going back to Giannis for a second, I really do feel bad. I don't know a lot of people talk shit about him, but if he wasn't the guy you were facing, if Boston fans weren't facing Giannis, they wouldn't have the same complaints. Honestly, like Giannis comes across.
Yeah.
Like,
So back to the fans bitching because this was the whole because the one thing that dominated this entire series was that no matter what happened, all 3 times the Celtics lost, it was these goddamn fucking refs. Giannis is a lot. Listen, I'm just gonna read you some.
As
of the
you
quotes.
read some of those, the thing I heard most was that was a travel. First of all, I don't care. I hope
traveling went away in like the early '90s. I don't know why anybody even bothers bitching about traveling.
I
anymore.
hope one day Tatum gets all kinds of calls and people are like, I hate Tatum because he gets all these calls. Good. I'm so glad. Giannis traveling, don't care. Giannis is a brute force gorilla out there. I 100% love it. I wish there were more guys like him out there.
Okay, so I'm just going to read you some quotes. I didn't have a chance to put all these together in like one big meme because it was like whatever. But this is just some screenshots that I got. Now, keep in mind, most of these, actually all of these, were taken during Game 7
Paul.
when the Celtics were up by 20. A guy throws his face into Tatum as he's going up to shoot, and it's a foul. Giannis unleashes his inner Mike All-Star, and it's nothing. LOL, NBA is such a fraud league with its officiating. Celtics up by 20 at this point.
Frauds. Should have been up by 40.
Crazy part is it was his natural shooting motion and still get hit with the offensive foul. Sheesh, this game is just a foul on every possession.
That's most basketball games.
The refs just lost 1-0, 1-0, and didn't allow a hit all game.
What?
I don't even know what that one meant. I have to go back.
Honestly,
I screenshotted these.
I think he was watching a soccer game and you just screenshotted it.
No, I screenshotted these without names and faces in them or any context. So, how is that a foul on Tatum but not Giannis? Almost the exact same play. Refs trying to keep this game close. There's that one, always. Let's fucking go, boys. That's a bullshit call on Smart, man. So we just smacked up the best player in the world / defending champs and the Zebras. Miami, you're fucked. Like, that was, and there's, I could go back and get more. I mean, this was like just off of like my statuses alone, people were like, how do you not think that was a foul? How do you not think this was a, and I'm like,
it doesn't
dog,
matter.
I'm like, it's the NBA. I gave up caring about officiating in the NBA when Tim Donaghy went to prison for shaving points and fixing games. And I said, okay, you know what? Never mind. Actually, you know what the final straw was that broke the back for me? Was when Leon Powe went to the line. Leon Powell went to the line more than the entire Lakers team in a finals series. Like, the entire Lakers team
and
shot
then,
less foul shots than Leon Powell.
And then unnamed coach Leon Powell? You definitely know that man's name. Don't disrespect him.
Right? Phil Jackson was like the Bill Belichick of the NBA.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what he was doing. That's what I loved about Phil, though. Phil had like these like really subtle backhanded ways of criticizing the officials.
Yes.
Like, so he criticized the officials without like but he did it in such a way that made you be like, it was almost Winston Churchill-esque.
Yep.
It was like
Belichick does the same shit.
Very, yeah,
talks about the league. They're
very
like,
clever.
Bill, what do you want to do about the goal line cameras? He's like, oh, have a bake sale. I don't know.
Right.
Like shit like that. Like
they have a bake sale.
Talking to these multi-billionaires, have a bake sale to have cameras put in the cones.
But the Boston fans, like, if they lose this game right now, they're up 9 right now.
11? Nope, 9. Yeah,
9,
right.
and this was 7 to go in the second quarter. If they lose this game, they will undoubtedly bitch and complain about some sort of officiating thing. I'm sure it's probably already going on right now.
Oh, probably.
But I haven't been able to check it because we're here.
But Paul, not being here, made a great comment in the chat and said, hey, I'm a Celtics fan. Smart's a flopper. That is a great analogy because guess what? If I was playing against Smart, I would be like, this fucking guy is so annoying. But if he plays on our team, it's like, man, this guy gets all the calls in our favor. Like, Smart throws his body. Like, I'm trying to think of a good analogy of how often he throws himself to the ground.
Like Devin Booker?
No, way worse. Way worse.
Devin Booker with his facial expressions?
Devin Booker's facial. Dude, I love Devin Booker versus Luka. That was great memes right there.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I'm trying to think who gets thrown to the ground more.
Who's down for Miami right now?
I don't know, bald number 3?
Is that Bam?
No. He looks too tiny for Bam.
Yeah, it's too tiny. 17? I don't know who that is.
Tucker? Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker, the baby fuck. Sorry, that was I'm not going to say that.
Nope.
But no, Paul and I had this discussion the other day, and he was like, look, because we were talking about the show, and I was like, well, I'm like,
non-contact injury.
Yeah, that's not good. And I was, I was telling him, I was like, yeah, maybe you can be the voice of the Boston fans on the show on Tuesday, and just, throw down with me a little bit about the fans and defend your people. And he's like, honestly, I can't. Like, he's like, I hate the fact that you hate the Celtics like you do, but he's like, I agree with what you're saying. He's like, the incessant bitching coupled with the fact that Smart is a flopping bitch. He's like, I don't want that shit on my team. He's like, I don't care if it works in this day and age. I don't care if it's the way of the league. I don't want it on my team.
I love Tatum. I'm glad he's turned it really on in these playoffs. I can't stand when Tatum does his usual, goes up for a shot and goes. I can't stand that. Tatum, just get back to the other end.
Is it me, or does this Celtics team have like this ability to, when something doesn't go their way on the end of the floor, they throw their hands up and bitch rather than getting back and like,
dude, get back
and doing what they're supposed to be doing.
I know he's 24, but like in time, just learn like, dude, his favorite player growing up was Kobe. Okay, Kobe early on.
Whose wasn't?
Kobe early on. Fine, you're making all those gestures like I should have been fouled there, whatever like that. Learn from him. At the end of his career, Kobe didn't get the foul. He just gave her this look. And then just got back and he was like, really, I'm not gonna get that call, and then just continued on with the game. Like he didn't actually stop and stop bitching and throw himself. Like he did the usual, got bumped into and threw his arms up, but he didn't throw himself to the floor all the time. He
It was
didn't
a
have
classic
to.
Kobe with the arms up without the ball.
Yeah,
He'd leave the ball on the floor and throw the arms up.
but I'm just
God, I miss Kobe. Rest in peace, brother.
But Tatum, it's just if I could pick on that one thing, it's just stop doing that. Please stop doing that. I hope he matures enough to stop doing that.
I mean,
Jalen does it, but not as bad.
But the thing
Tatum's
is,
really bad.
So when you got to stop, you can't let the call affect the next possession. Like you can bitch and flop all you want, just don't let it affect the actual gameplay. And I think the Celtics that's one thing that they struggle with in the last series, or at least it seemed like it, that they would just bitch every single time they got fouled. They'd go up and be like, what the fuck?
Especially against Giannis, who's already sorry, I blocked the camera. Who's already like a gorilla, destroying Marcus Smart or Theis or Horford down the other end of the court.
George from Rampage.
My God, man.
George.
And then poor Williams, man, he beat the shit out of Williams sometimes. Like Williams would go for a block, he grabbed his arm, he's like, yeet, into like an arm roll over him.
Listen, Giannis had himself a series. I mean, the man was an absolute one-man
He broke
wrecking
records.
crew. He set records, broke records, did things that had never been done before. At the end of the day, though, the Celtics won that series. I mean, we're not taking away from what the Celtics did. What I was more interested in during that series, because again, I think games 1, 2, and 7 were all blowouts. So you had the middle 4 games that were good, and I think even one of those was just meh. I think last Monday night was just a meh game.
It was close. Almost every game was close. Even games 7 came back a little bit at the end, but it was kind of
no, 7
far.
was a blowout.
But in the beginning, it wasn't a blowout. The first quarter wasn't a blowout.
Oh no, the first quarter, but it was one of those games. By the third quarter, it was the Celtics were up 18 or 17.
Yeah,
and you're just everything is going in, and then the Bucks started just settling for threes and trying to
And Williams was like, "I'm gonna start hitting every three." It's you're not Steph Curry.
Yeah,
you a midget.
They did. The Celtics poured it on. You could tell pretty much. Basically, with 9 minutes to go in that game,
Tony Jefferson.
It was over. It was over.
Dude, I like this Peyton Pritchard kid off the bench. Just comes in, just starts launching threes. The tiny little white dude.
The only little white homeboy. Fucking love him.
He reminds me of white chocolate. What's his name?
Jason Williams?
Yeah.
No, Jason. Yeah, was it Jason? No, Jason.
No, I'm thinking of not white chocolate. I'm thinking of one kid. What's his name?
Yeah, wasn't that?
Nah. What's his name?
I forget, dude. I was never a big and 1 guy. I mean, we used to call
how could you not? I mean, it was on ESPN nonstop.
We used to call our boy Deep Chocolate.
No
nips.
I still like
No nips, a.k.a. Beefy Tits, a.k.a. Deep Chocolate. Because he would just get out there and he'd do some crazy shit. And he was so fat and out of shape, but he was very skilled with a basketball. So it would be in slow motion, and you're like, how is this working? It still worked. It still worked. Every time he would do it, it would still work. He was actually a pretty damn good basketball player. It was kind of fucking funny to watch.
Fundamentals. Wow, that was bullshit. That was a foul.
Miami doesn't really look like they're showing up right now. They're getting out hustled.
They don't give a shit. I'm telling you. The whole game, they're man.
They'll turn it on. It's right now. It's a 13-point game. I mean,
I absolutely loved it. Someone said the other day that was the Celtics just beat the best player in the NBA, and they're facing the man who thinks he's the best player in the NBA. I was like, that's awesome.
I mean, look, if the Heat were smart, they'll just switch over to a 2-3 zone, some fucking rec league shit, and the Celtics' heads will implode, and they'll be like, we don't know what to do.
Ime Udoka. He's like, I know your plan. He doesn't talk anything like that. I don't know why he's Russian in my mind.
Ime Udoka. I make for microchips in players' heads. They know what I know.
Dude, he started off shit this year, and then he's really turned it on again.
Again, the Celtics turn around from, the first 2 months of the season till now. I mean, if you went back and watched the first 2 months of the season,
abysmal.
To assume that to say that they would be in the Eastern Conference Finals, you would have gotten laughed out of. If you were on this radio show, you're getting laughed off the show.
Okay, so when the Celtics were 25-25. Since that point, they've only lost 9 games, including the playoffs.
That's a hell of a run.
That is fucking crazy.
It's a hell of a run.
I read that stat today, and I was like, what? I did not realize that it was that, crazy of a hot streak.
I mean,
But that's what I mean. I was like, what?
The Heat are just playing poor defense. You got guys like just leaving their feet, biting on pump fakes.
Dude, Peyton Pritchard is getting ridiculous minutes.
Their offense
He's the shortest dude out there playing against Tyler Hero. All right, 3. Oh, that was nice.
I was about to say brick. I mean, I would have been right about 90% of the time so far this game. But 774-992-8702. Do you want to talk a little NFL schedule while the
let's talk NFL
the
schedule,
second half winds down
we
here?
got about 4 minutes to go before halftime, but NFL schedule came out, and applaud to the NFL because they've made this into a yearly event, and people actually are like, man, tonight, 8 p.m., I cannot wait for the schedule. Are you kidding me? Like, we're waiting for the schedule to be, maybe because I'm so busy in my personal life that I'm like, I'll fucking see it when I see it.
I mean, that's how I feel about the draft now. You know, like I don't care so much about the draft. You get like that with the draft.
It was tough for me this year too because it's too long.
Well, that's the thing. It's spaced out over 4 days, and I'm just like, whatever, dude. Like
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
And especially like me as a Broncos fan, not having a first round pick. It's like, who's your first round pick this year? Oh, fucking Russell Wilson. Okay, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we got that out of the way real early. I'm down with that. That's no problem at all. But. The draft, that's how I feel about the draft. It's like, just give me the fucking list of players. I don't need to see where they come off and what happens. And every once in a while, there's a trade. You know, A.J. Brown goes to Philly, and then Philly takes my favorite fucking defensive player in the draft, my favorite player in the draft, really. And it pisses me off, and I'm like, God damn it, Philly fucking – which I think I'm going to Philly for Monday night. Carson Wentz's return to the Philadelphia.
My God. Who was your favorite player in the draft? Who did they draft?
Jordan
Davis?
Yeah, I was gonna say Jordan Peterson, but he's the guy that called that chick on the swimsuit.
Dude,
chick fat.
Jordan Davis. I'm surprised he fell as far as he did. When he wasn't picked in the top 10, I was like, man, this dude is a monster. You can't teach what he does.
Did you see Jordan Peterson's comments? Like he got roasted on Twitter because he called the chick on the. Have you seen the swimsuit edition?
Absolutely, I absolutely saw Jordan Peterson's comments. Jordan Peterson's not forgiving though. He's like no. He goes, that woman is ugly. He said something along those lines, and he's like, "I'm never going to apologize."
He said, "Nope, not beautiful." So let me hold on. Let me get the cover up here so we can see it. Because this is. I mean,
I thought it was Kim.
Well, she's on another one.
Oh, there's multiple covers.
Yeah.
So he was upset about a variant cover.
Something like that. Let's just do this. Hold on. Hang on. Give me 1 second here, because this was worth it.
Damn, Peyton, you almost had that.
Just her name alone.
Oof, dude. Oh wow. That was good hustle by Tyler. Man, it's 55-48 right now, Celtics game. But let me tell you, this does not feel like 55-48. It feels like the Celtics should be up by more because it just feels like the Heat aren't playing like as good as they. And we're not watching it with the volume on, so we have no idea what the hell they're saying.
Yeah, true.
Ooh.
We don't
was
have
that a
the
3?
luxury of that.
That was a 3 for Tatum. That was right in that dude's face.
We don't have the luxury of the.
Sometimes that's good though, because sometimes I'm really sick of hearing like some of the announcers that give like their bias. It's like I want an unbiased person. Oh, that's a foul and a half. Jesus.
The national guys aren't that bad, are they?
Some of the guys are bad. They call foul for everything, and they're like, "Oh, that was definitely a foul." It's like, come on, dude. I'm like, do you really want the game to stop every 30 seconds? It's like, shut up. Let these guys foul each other. These guys throw punches and shit. It's fine.
That's what I say. Bring back the 1980s style of basketball. Where it's just like that guy from Godzilla. He's just like, let them fight.
Yeah, exactly. My God, man, stop complaining. Like the national announcer's like, oh, that was definitely a foul. I'm like, come on, like we really don't need to stop this goddamn play and watch a effing replay for the 15th time. Like when Giannis was bleeding over his eye. What was that? Game 3 or Game 4? Giannis had like a small cut over his eye, and he was like, oh, this is getting brutal out here. I'm like, it's a scrape. Okay, the blood is traveling down the sweat in his face and making it look a lot worse than it is. He's not gushing out blood like this is like a WWF like Hell in a Cell match. Like it's not that bad.
All right, so I got the cover up for when we get to.
All right.
Do we want to do that right now?
Yeah, just do it right now. Sure.
All right. So for those that don't know, so the swimsuit edition came out. So Kim Kardashian was one of the cover models. This girl Yumi Nu was also a cover
Is
model.
she new? No pun intended, by the way. That was not meant to be a joke.
I think she's yummy.
That was just lame. That was a shit dad joke.
All right, listen. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with Jordan Peterson on this one, but it's caused quite the rift on Twitter.
Did you do the picture up or no?
I haven't put it up
Oh,
yet.
okay.
But well, all right.
I haven't seen the picture.
Oh, you haven't seen the picture?
I haven't seen the
okay,
picture.
so here's the cover. So this is Yummy.
Her really name, his name is Yummy Nu or Yumi Nu.
Yumi Nu. Yeah, I mean, I crept her.
All right.
I crept her whole fucking.
Careful with the language.
Uh,
Crept her hole. That's all. And you stopped right after
crept
that.
her whole Instagram. I mean,
Oh, she's not ugly. What was Peterson complaining about? Because she's overweight. Is that what it is?
I guess so. I mean, I know like some guys aren't into that. I mean, I'm not into it.
FYI, Facebook blurred out. You know, I have the captions on. It blurred out I crept her, and it just cut everything off the asterisks.
I crept her Instagram. I think she's. I mean, don't get me wrong.
No, she's got a pretty face. I mean, like, I don't know what he's shitting on her for.
She's definitely not. She's definitely not. Oh my God! It's 2 a.m. and I that's the last thing I have. Like, what the fuck? No, like that's. I think she's extremely attractive.
You know Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson's like Jordan.
But
Peterson
I mean, I get it. Some guys don't like big girls.
But Jordan Peterson is definitely. If you've ever listened to anything Jordan Peterson has said, which he says a lot of smart stuff. He's very an intellectual human being, and he always everything he says he's already thought about several times. So I give him all the credit in the world. But he's someone that believes in today's world, like if me or you are working, our wives shouldn't be working. They should be at home having children and cleaning the house. It's like, my man, I'm gonna let you know this for a fact. I'd have to be pulling in like $170,000 to support a household.
Yeah, no shit.
There's no way if my wife doesn't work, I'm crippled. Like I must just kill myself right now.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's sorry, I'm pulling up another picture here because this is I want to show. This is what I would believe. No, like you said, I don't think. Listen, that's his opinion. You know what I mean? Like you're allowed to sit there and say like, well, you know, because I think his exact words were, "Sorry, not beautiful."
Yes. Okay.
Which he doesn't consider her beautiful. I think she's beautiful. I mean, look, man, that was
the first time seeing that picture.
If I was not married to a super hot smoking doctor wife that I am,
you say super soft.
I mean, this would probably be me. You know, after meeting her at a bar, like I mean, I would definitely be one of these guys. Or, well, this would be my skeleton afterwards.
Oh no, I know the picture you're gonna put up. I haven't seen it yet.
How have you not seen it?
It takes a while. It's delayed.
We'll do this.
Oh my god, it was from. Yeah, I figured it was gonna be from Futurama.
Yeah. Death by Snoo Snoo. That's just how it would go. I mean, I'm totally fine with that. I'm definitely down with Death by Snoo Snoo. Would you not be? I mean, hard for you to say.
Yeah, no, she's good, yeah.
Hard for you to say because your wife is an absolute midget. So, what? She is. She's like
5 feet tall.
5 foot tall, even. It's my tiny little pet.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't necessarily agree with Jordan Peterson's take there. I think I know it's not for everybody. You know, more people would probably be inclined to like Kim Kardashian. Like, and there's Kim on the cover as well.
Did you put Kim up there too? I didn't even see the Kim cover either. I heard she made it, and I was like, whatever.
Well, there was Kim and
Yumi Nu.
Yumi Nu, and then
Yumi Nu. I apologize.
There was 4 covers, I believe.
4 covers again? Didn't they do 4 covers last year? One of them was like a tranny. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean that it's like literally it was like the first ever like tran like cover girl.
I don't know. I feel like probably
that's Kim's.
Yeah. I mean, it's Kim Kardashian, dude. I mean,
I just don't care anymore, honestly.
I still think she's one of the hottest fucking females on the face of the planet, but
I'm gonna pass.
Listen,
Just annoying as
I'm
shit.
not down with like Ray J and Kanye's like seconds and thirds or whatever it is at this point, but it's Kim Kardashian, dude. It's not like she's.
You know what?
She's never been ugly.
Who is she
She's
dating?
never even had like an awkward face.
Who is she dating now? That Saturday Night Live kid.
Oh, Jordan Peter. No,
Stop saying Jordan Peterson for
goddamn,
everything.
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson, yes. Pete Davidson. I'm like,
She's dating Pete Davidson now.
I'm all set. Someone said Pete Davidson looks like a real life version of Beetlejuice, and I was like, you know what? That's 100% accurate. Like, that's all I can picture now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Pete Davidson. Like, look, Pete Davidson and what's his name there? The guy whose rap career got Machine Gun Kelly. The one that his rap career got ended by Eminem.
And Megan Fox.
Well, no, he's dating Megan Fox now.
Oh, they're married.
They're married now.
Yeah.
Like
But she essentially killed his rap career too.
So I went on. I did this stupid thing the other day, and I clicked over to the Billboard Music Awards on what was it Sunday night because I saw it was on. I was
Didn't
like,
even know they had it on.
didn't even know that was a thing, and I just happened to go on, and apparently Travis Scott was performing. And I had to text one of our friends who is like he's way more into hip hop, like especially new age hip hop than I am. And I was like, "Is this guy considered good?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's actually really good." And I'm like,
Dude, he had his own Happy Meal at McDonald's.
"Really?" And I'm like, "Why is this guy good?"
He's the guy that got people killed and trampled.
Yeah, and which
Well, he
I
didn't
mean,
do it intentionally.
He didn't do it intentionally, but like whatever, like it happened in his concert. But I'm like, what? Why is this guy good? And it spurred this whole discussion on Facebook, and a couple of our other friends made some posts about it too.
He's with Kardashian too.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Is
I think he's with like
one of the Jenner, one of the Kendall or Kylie or whatever.
I don't know the youngest one.
Whatever.
Kyrie, not Kyrie.
I have lost track.
Fuck it. Kyrie Irving's one of the Kardashians too.
Once the soup went off the air, my ability to keep up with the Kardashians went out the window because that was all I ever had was just whatever Joel McHale told me. That's what I went with. But I clicked over to the Billboard Music Awards and I was like, huh. So I'm watching this Travis Scott guy and I'm like, okay, not impressed. Then Machine Gun Kelly comes on. And my brother put it perfectly. I wish he was here tonight because he put it perfectly. Like, he's trying to be like the White Prince. And it's just like, because Eminem bodied him. And then he couldn't rap anymore. So he had to like go like be like a punk rocker or something like that. And now
I thought he sang like R&B now or some shit.
he's like, had like a guitar and he's like up there. He's like, I wrote this song for my wife. And like, they show like Megan Fox. And everybody's like, yeah! And it was like a really shitty song. Like, it wasn't good at all. And then he's like, and then I wrote this verse for our unborn baby. And I'm
she's
like,
pregnant?
I don't know if that means like she's pregnant or they're trying to have like conceive. I have no idea.
Didn't she abandon?
Not a fucking clue.
Wait, I'm pretty sure Megan Fox, I think, married the guy from 90210. Don't quote me. Like the old school guy, the old school actor there. Not
no idea.
Old. I don't know. Anyway, I'm pretty sure she married that
Nick
dude.
Lachey.
Nah, fuck that.
About as old
That's
as
98 Degrees. That was Jessica Simpson.
That's about as old as I get.
No, and I'm pretty sure she has like 2 or 3 kids, like all like, and she's like abandoned them, which is like totally fucked up.
Are they all named like random things?
Dude, I gotta look this up now.
It's like, this is my son, Tuscany. This is my other son,
Olive Garden.
Notebook.
This is Olive Garden. This is Olive Garden 2, the better one.
And then this is String.
Oh.
Like, wait, what? Like, what did you
Megan
just like? Did you just like go through like the last 4 words on your Wordle, but just fucking pick that? That's what you're gonna name.
Oh,
your kids?
Joey, you're pretty close. She has 3 kids, so I get 3 kids right. Bodhi, Bodhi. Noah, normal. That's actually very popular now.
Very normal. Now.
And Journey, like the band. I'm gonna pass.
Yep. I mean, it's not north, south, east, and west. Like
Journey, River Green, Bodhi, Ransom Green, and then Noah Shannon Green. Just totally normal name. The other 2, Fooked.
Well, she's like a weird one. Like, doesn't she like drink like blood and shit? Like,
all right,
they drink each other's
yes,
bloods? Like,
she did.
Isn't that?
Yeah, this is the dude from 90210. You know who that guy is?
Oh, that's
That's what's his name?
starts with an L. Luke Perry. Is that Luke Perry?
Nah, didn't
Was
Luke
that
Perry
Luke?
die?
I don't know. Is he alive?
I'm pretty sure Luke Perry's dead.
The last time I remember seeing Luke Perry in anything relevant was when he tried to force himself on Meg in Family Guy.
Jesus Christ. Yes, but she did drink.
No.
Blood.
Sorry. He forced himself on Peter. He went on a date with Meg and then forced himself on Peter. Yes, Luke Perry raped Peter in Family Guy. One time.
Brian Green. Fuck, I should have known by the name, but I never would
I
have
was
guessed
gonna
Brian.
say Green. I have no idea. I don't know 90210. I don't think I've ever seen an episode of that show. Hand to God, I don't think I've ever watched it.
Well, we were kids when it came on.
I mean, but we were kids when it came on. But I was way more into like, not that.
I was watching Married with Children.
I think
pretty bad.
I think I accidentally watched like 10 minutes of Dawson's Creek once at my friend's house.
I never watched Dawson Creek ever. I know the theme song though, because everyone knows the theme song. Oh wait, I'm playing the game. I don't wanna wait for Kobe to be over. 62-54, by the way, Boston over Miami halftime.
Okay, so 8-point game. So 8 points ain't shit in the NBA anymore, as we talked about.
God.
With Durant.
They came back from 14-point
game's
deficit.
played from the outside in, so that's like literally a run and a half. But it's halftime, so if you want to give us a call, give us your first half thoughts, 774-992-8702. We're going to dive into the NFL schedule here in just a second. We're somehow talking about Megan Fox, Machine Gun Kelly, and Travis Scott.
Well, it kind of got rolled in from the Summer Slam.
My point was that I don't want to be that guy, that's like, back in my day, we had real music. But I'm telling you, dude, the shit these kids are listening to today is fucking trash. And I like a lot of new music. I try to be like
Future?
That's the song from
You can't like Future anymore, don't forget.
Oh, right, because of Sierra, right? Isn't that the whole thing?
Okay. Sorry. Squirrel, again, whoever was listening and watching us, I apologize. Small side note, met another Denver fan this weekend. Very excited about Russell Wilson.
As you should be.
And I did the same joke that I did with you, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, you can't listen to Future anymore. And they're like, what? And I explained it, and they're like, I can't. Like, immediately, he's like, oh, I guess you're right. You're right. And it was funny because you had the same reaction. You're like, oh, I actually like some of his shit.
I like that one song where Rick is flying around with the dragon.
Was it Mask On?
Yeah.
Mask Off?
Fuck it. Mask Off.
Yeah.
Doo-doo-doo. Whatever. How that song
that's
is.
it.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah, it was a good song. That was funny. I like that song, but yeah, I didn't. Otherwise, I couldn't name. You could play me a Future song, and I'd be like, I have no idea what the fuck.
He has a distinctive sound.
Do you do Hurdle?
No.
It's like Wordle, but for music.
Yeah,
it's
I've done it.
It's like basically like, are you faster than Shazam or something like that?
Yeah.
And but there's no timer. But you just have to guess the song. If you look at my Hurdle statistics, it's like 50-50. I get it on the first beat, or I don't get it at all. And I'm just like, there's almost no in between for me.
Honestly, I did it, I think, 3 days in a row, and I was on vacation in Florida. I didn't get it at all 3 days in a row. And when I get to the end of it tells you who it is, I was like, I've never heard of these people. And I felt embarrassed. I was like, should I? And I showed my wife, and she was like, I don't know who that is. It wasn't like rap artists. It was like bluegrass. One of them was like bluegrass. I was like,
I mean, I missed a couple. There was I think today was like George Michael or some shit, and I was like, never heard that song a day in my life. I don't listen to George fucking Michael. The closest I've ever come to listening to George Michael was listening to Faith by Limp Bizkit.
Oh, Wham.
Wham?
Yeah, you listen to Wham. I know you do.
No.
Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Oh, that was George Michael?
That was Wham.
Wake me up.
That's George Michael.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yep, you do now.
I do now. Never forget it. Yeah, I mean, wasn't that, what movie was that in?
Deadpool.
No, before that. Was that like...
Oh, it's in so many movies. It came out in the 80s.
No, I know that, but wasn't it something about Mary? Was it in that?
Probably at some point.
Was that not? Yeah, was it? I don't know. I forget. Anyway, 774-992-8702. We're all over the fucking place tonight. This is great. These are my favorite shows.
You know what? The hockey's talk is gone. We don't really talk hockey. The Celtics are the Celtics are in it. And it's football, and then baseball is kind of all over the map right now, and people are going nuts.
Because the Yankees, they're on a tear.
Yankees.
They're on a tear. My Astros, what's going on with my Astros in Fenway right now?
I don't know. Some dude just collapsed yesterday during the middle of the game.
Who?
I forgot what pitcher it was. He just collapsed, and he was like, I can't get up. They took him off the game in a stretcher.
Stroh's pitcher?
Yeah.
Did not hear about that.
Oh, my God, Sarah. Jesus.
What happened?
She sent me the picture, I guess, that is ridiculous. This is the first time I've ever seen this. Sarah said that Kim Kardashian wore Marilyn Monroe's actual dress.
Yeah.
And
I saw the comment.
And she tore the ass in it, and she couldn't get. So she just tied it.
Whoa. It's awesome.
That's crazy.
Also, death by Snoo Snoo.
I don't know. She annoys the shit out of me. I just can't take her seriously anymore.
Death by Snoo Snoo.
Never took her seriously in the first place anyway. Yeah, down the rabbit hole we go.
So anyway, let's talk about the NFL schedule real quick.
So many teams had so many remarkable videos, schedule releases.
None of them did better than the Chargers.
Chargers.
Do we want to play the whole Chargers video?
Play the whole Chargers video. If we
Give
get
me a
banned,
second.
fuck it.
I'll play the whole Chargers video. Fuck it. Let me see here. I gotta find
Absolutely incredible job of them.
Easier to download it off of Twitter or Facebook.
No, didn't you have it saved already?
How do I want to steal this? Oh, is it in the group chat?
No, you downloaded it.
Did I? No, I don't think I did.
Yes, you did.
No, it's right there.
All right, well, fuck it.
All right, hold on. Okay, it's muted. Good. Oh no, it's not muted anymore. let me pull this. All right,
So
talk about the schedule.
So NFL schedule comes out, massive deal across all 32 fan bases. Teams are looking for it all day. They make a huge 8 p.m. Release. Games are getting leaked out left and right. This year, it seems like more than ever, all the teams have their own way of kind of introducing their schedule. The Chargers go above and beyond and make an entire anime. They made an entire Japanese anime for their schedule. All their players have special abilities like Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, Jesus, Attack on Titan, all the mainstream anime stuff.
Really should have done this before the show.
No, it's okay. Absolutely crushed it. I know Joey's drawing it up right now, but this is next level amazing. This person doesn't get paid enough and probably should get paid more after giving this out.
This was fucking awesome. I mean, I'm not an anime guy.
I haven't watched anime since Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I'm not a big anime guy or anything like that, but this was fucking awesome. And I'll put the link up. I think I put the link up on the show
You
page.
did a week ago or so.
And you really gotta watch it on your own and then pause it and to perfectly admire the Easter eggs that are just loaded through this video. So check it out.
夜明け前朝き夢に導かれてたどり着く場所愛しい人譲れない願いいつまでも変わらぬこともどかしくさすらう風どこかで気づいているのだろう守れないあの約束揺らめいて合わすともる憧れも夢にし日が静かに涙を乾かすよひたむきに自由であれいつまでも遠く伸ばした腕熱くほんの少し触れた溢れ出した涙いつまでも変わらぬこともどかしくさすらう風どこかで気づいているのだろう守れないあの約束揺らめいて淡く灯る憧れも夢にし日が静かに涙を乾かすよひたむきに自由であれ
I mean, that shit was lit. I'm sorry. I think whoever, and I know so the guy who created that video, who came up with it, I guess he used to work for NFL Films, and now he's the head of the content creation team for social media for the Chargers. And just
Ridiculous.
bravo. I had so much fun watching that because I loved it. They got Russ Wilson's got the Let Russ Cook headband on, and then the Raiders are just a pirate ship in a bottle, in the trash, and it's which is funny because that franchise is an absolute dumpster fire, more than we even realize.
I just love all the subtle nods. There's definite knocks, the Falcon flying into Awful House.
The Awful House, yeah, 28 pancakes for $3. It's And then like they go like they go to the Seahawks game and he's like putting the rose on the grave of like Legion of Boom, like 2012 to 2014 or some shit like that. And then it's like Marshawn should have run the ball, like all this stuff like in the back. Like if you read the gravestones and shit, they just did so much stuff. There was so many things throughout that video.
The Titans Titan, I'm pretty sure was AJ Brown leaving the stadium.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And then at the end, the Colts, it's a merry-go-round, and it shows like a different jersey for
it's
all different
Pat
quarterbacks.
McAfee, who's operating the merry-go-round.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's
oh,
Pat
see, I missed
yeah.
that.
So they threw Pat McAfee in there. That's how Pat McAfee heard about this. And he's like, somebody texted me and was like, dude, they have you operating the merry-go-round for like quarterbacks for the Colts. And he's just like, wait, what? And then they played it on his show last, like whatever, on
He must have died.
like Thursday or Friday. It was fucking hysterical, dude. It was absolutely fucking hysterical. They did such a good job with it. So I hope we don't get the video banned partially because
Nah, fuck that. We were talking over it. We're okay.
Yeah, because we don't own the rights to that music, which I don't know what it is, but I gotta find it. All week, like too. I'm like after I saw that video, like the whole weekend, I'm just running around going, hey, guys, kick us to.
All right, that's South Park. Okay.
Protect my balls. Like, and I'm like, my brother was like, he came over to pick me up for golf on Monday morning, and I'm like running around like trying to find. I'm like going downstairs to grab my bag and like stuff it with beers and Birdie juice. And he's like, were you singing that fucking song? Because he's like, I just keep going, hey, protect my balls. And I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, fuck you. And it was gets stuck in your head so easy. But no, that was a great video. It was fucking
That was
phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
So let's talk about this schedule release, Sean. Patriots schedule. What did you think?
I don't really care. Is it just
I
me?
mean, are there any games you're excited for? Anything you really want to? You're looking.
I'm excited
forward
for
to?
Of course, I'm excited for every single game. I'm getting
Me
kind
too.
of burnt out from facing Miami, the first game every year.
Yeah, I'm actually excited
It's
they get
3 out of
Miami
the
week 1 though.
It's in Miami though.
No, it's here.
Oh, it's here.
It's here.
Ah, fuck off.
Which or is it? In
It's
Miami?
3 out of the last 4 years we're facing Miami first. I'm like, why the fuck are we always facing Miami first? I thought it was there.
You're right. It is there.
It is there.
Yeah, it is there.
I don't. What's up with the Miami thing? And by the way,
Isn't that better though? Because haven't you guys usually struggle there
we
late
get
in the season?
smoked in Miami in
Typically,
December.
you guys have been better at Miami to start the year in September than you have been in December.
Yeah, if we go to Miami in December, the team's used to being so cold that they're like, our bodies aren't used to this. And they
I remember in
just die.
2003 when Brady hit David Patton on that bomb in overtime.
No, 03 we got smoked.
No, 03 they.
04 we got smoked.
No, 04 they lost at the gun. AJ Feely to was it OJ?
Yeah, but Brady had 4
Was it
interceptions.
was it Oronde Gadsden?
Maybe. No, that's the 4 interception Brady game, and he was shit.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was when Jason Taylor. He tried throwing it off his ass, and Jason Taylor picked it off. Jason Taylor had himself a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good game. That was the one that cost him the 1 seed against the Steelers.
Yeah, it didn't
No,
matter.
2003. I believe who was it? Who was the cornerback? That when they called heads, Sammy. Oh God, is his first name Sammy? Because I remember Brady saying, "Sammy, you heard it," and Sammy's, "No, we want the ball. We want the ball," knowing damn well that they called the opposite of what it was, and the officials granted Miami the ball, and then Brady came out and I think he hit Patton on or Troy Brown on like an 80-yard bomb.
It was Troy Brown.
And he beat. The fuck was his name?
Sammy Morris?
No, the cornerback.
Asante Samuel? Sammy.
Dude, you're killing me right now.
No, I'm not thinking of it either. Sammy. I'm not thinking of a Sammy. I'm thinking of Sammy Morris, Asante Samuel. I'm not thinking of like.
No, it's gonna kill me as soon as I see it. It's gonna piss me off.
03 was it?
Sam Madison.
Sam Madison was
2003.
Dolphins.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He said the Patriots. So I'm like thinking of Patriot guys.
No. God damn it.
Well, that's why I'm looking at you like, what are you talking about? Like I'm not.
No, I meant because remember they called heads in overtime, and it was tails, and the ref was like, and Miami's won the toss, and Brady's like, no, we called tails, or they called heads.
Yeah.
And Sam Madison's like, yeah, we want the ball, and he's like, Sammy, you know he fucking stopped saying it. He's like smiling like, yeah, we want the ball.
Too bad.
And then Miami went 3 and out, and then the very first play of the Patriots driver, one of the first plays, he hit Troy Brown on a bomb.
It was the Troy Brown bomb.
Yeah, and they won it. But that was what, week 1, 2?
That was the beginning of the season, yeah.
It was either week 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was coming home from, was it practice or a tournament up in Maine? I think it was practice up in Maine, and it was hot. And I remember my buddy Tom, who I was riding with, he was like, we heard it on the radio, and they were like, and the Patriots win. And he's like, holy shit. He's like, we never fucking win in Miami this time of year. This is great.
Yep.
And, it had to have been week 2. No, it had to have been like week 3 or 4 because they started 2-2 that year. Or was it week 5? Because remember they started 2-2. They got blown out. But got blown out by. It got blown out by.
Beat the Redskins
because they got blown out by Buffalo. Then they beat.
Oh yeah, first game blown out by Buffalo, big 31-0.
Then they beat Philly.
Lost
then
the
they
next
lost
game.
to the Redskins.
No, I thought we beat the Redskins. I think didn't we?
No,
lose
you lost to the Redskins because Champ Bailey had a nice pick on Brady.
I gotta look it up. God
Yeah,
damn it.
it was that was 03 because it was I think it was Bills, Eagles, Redskins, and I'm trying to remember who the fourth team. Maybe Miami was the fourth team. I forget. I mean, it really doesn't matter. We're just splitting hairs here, but
Buffalo lost, beat Philadelphia, beat the Jets, lost to Washington.
That's what it was.
Shit. Okay. And then Miami was actually week 7.
What date was that?
October 19th.
All right, so that had to have been so we were coming home because that was the last tournament of the season we were getting ready for then.
So the schedule release for the Patriots, I don't know. I'm excited for every single game, so I really don't care much
So
about the other
12
ones.
12 teams maxed out their allotment of 5 primetime games.
Yeah, the Patriots, and I'm like,
well, the Patriots were one of the 12.
yeah.
The Detroit Lions got 0 primetime games, which
I mean, come on.
I think the Lions are going to be better this year than people are assuming. But no, I'm not really ready to put them in prime time. But the two things that stood out to me most about the schedule this year was Christmas Day. The NFL, so Christmas Day falls on a Sunday this year. Typically, the NFL shuffles its whole slate of games to Saturday, Christmas Eve. Everybody plays Saturday. You might have 1 or 2 games on Christmas. This year, they're doing 3, including the Broncos and the Rams, I believe that's the headliner for the Christmas Day schedule.
Yes, it is.
And basically, the NFL told the NBA to get fucked. And there's nothing the NBA can do about it. The NFL have become the bullies on the block, and they just said, listen, man, we own this shit.
And the ratings are going to kill. You know it 100%.
I mean, because think about it. If you're the NBA, you're wanting to put the Lakers on Christmas Day, and you're going to be going toe to toe with the Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions, who, for all intents and purposes, are expected to be back in that position by that point next year. Are they not? I mean,
supposedly, yeah.
We're going to find out, but I would very much assume that the Rams are going to be in the driver's seat, because it's basically the Rams, the Packers, the Bucks, and then fill out the rest.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Eagles are going to be good if Jalen Hurts can even just do a little bit better than what he did last year. I think the Eagles are going to be very much in it. The Cowboys, while they're probably not going to win anything, are talented. You've still got the Niners. You've got the Cardinals. You've still got, who knows, the Bears could all of a sudden figure some shit out. The Vikings look like they might be on the right track.
It's too much. No, it's too much.
I'm just saying that there's teams. I mean,
you're being very optimistic. You're being very optimistic on a lot of the teams.
I'm going to give you the optimism now because come training camp, that's when the pessimism starts.
So can I just jump in really quick and go to that Patriots game that we want to talk about?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen the videos like everybody else has. I don't care how many videos the Miami Dolphins organization puts out of Tua. Every single one of his balls he throws look like shit. They're all wobbly. They're all fucking...
He is the Polynesian Tim Tebow.
I don't understand what they're trying to prove. It's like the ball looks like shit. It's like, all right, fine. Like he's throwing to Tyreek Hill. I'm like, if anybody else was quarterback of the Dolphins, I'd be like, that's a legit team. He stinks. I'm sorry. And like every video they show, he's not facing any defenders. And he's throwing like these balls that fucking wobble all over the place. He's throwing the ball like Peyton Manning did in the last year of his career.
Like we've talked about the last couple of weeks on the show, Sean, there's a reason why the Dolphins were trying to woo Tom Brady out of Tampa. They were trying to get Deshaun Watson. They were inquiring about Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. They were inquiring about Sam Darnold. Like there was talks. The Dolphins are not content with their current quarterback that they have. Now, Tua's going to get a chance to prove himself, but if he doesn't come out swinging, I mean, with what they've surrounded him with, allegedly, which, again, I feel like it's a little bit overrated.
It is overrated.
What Miami has supposedly put around Tua. Like,
Jalen Waddle's ridiculous.
They're like, Waddle's great, and you've got, and you know, they lose Parker to New England, but you got Waddle and AJ, Tyreek Hill. And I'm like, okay, and Mike Gesicki and like all this. I'm like, all right, like, cool.
Tyreek Hill, who I already said last year, has already lost a step. I said it last year.
Good players, but I'm not sitting here like. Let me tell you this: if I was Russell Wilson and I was choosing between the Dolphins and the Broncos, I'm still taking the Broncos 10 out of 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's a much better roster, a much more prepared roster, a much more win now, add water, aka quarterback win now roster.
Yep.
Than the Dolphins are. I still think the Dolphins have a great shot of finishing at third in that division. I still got the Patriots finishing second to the Bills, a close second.
See,
I don't think it's going to be that far off. I really don't. I mean, it wasn't that far off this year, and Mac Jones was a rookie.
Dude, the only
and then if you think about it this way, if this year doesn't go as planned for Bill Belichick, they got what, $110, $113 million in cap space next year?
How do you feel about Vegas saying Patriots over under 8.5 games?
I feel like that's. I mean, I think Denver was set at like 9.5, so that's not really.
I have to physically.
I'm taking the over.
Of course, I am taking
easily.
The over. I'm trying to see if Win in Boston will take that bet before the season begins, because I'll go throw like $500 on it.
I'll tell you what. I'll kick in 100. You throw me down. I'll Venmo you $100. Throw me down a bean.
I gotta get out there.
Patriots over under 8.5 over all day.
I'm like,
smash that over.
I'm like,
baby.
we almost had 8 wins with Cam. Like shit.
No shit. That's what I was about to say. Bill Belichick, arguably Bill Belichick's greatest coaching job, was getting the Cam Newton-led Panthers team to 7-9.
Look, I'll tell you this. Look, just because it's the Patriots, we can do the Broncos too. Week 1 at Dolphins. I have no faith in Tua. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
I say that's a win. Week 2 against the Steelers. I honestly don't know what the Steelers are going to put out. I'll say that, but it's in Pittsburgh, and sometimes we struggle during the season there in Pittsburgh. So I'll say loss. Okay, so I'll say 1-1. Week 3 Ravens. Ravens have no offense besides Lamar Jackson, unless Lamar Jackson's going to throw the ball to himself.
Yeah, but Lamar Jackson can create a whole hell of a lot of offense.
But he doesn't do well against the Patriots.
That's true. He doesn't.
So, and that's in New England.
Fair.
I'll say 2-1. Week 4 against Green Bay in Green Bay, I'll say loss, 2-2. Even though Green Bay again they have Rodgers and they'll figure it out like usual.
Yeah.
Week 5 against the Lions in New England, I'll take New England, so 3-2. Week 6, interesting game against the Browns. Depends, are we going to get Deshaun Watson? Or are we not going to get Deshaun Watson?
And
Is he gonna be suspended?
And I'll tell you who wants to know who's more than anybody what the decision on Deshaun Watson is going to be? Vegas.
Yeah, I know.
The NFL's betting partners.
Yep.
They're not waiting. They're not happy that they're having to sit around and wait to figure out what the fuck is going to happen with Deshaun Watson. They need to know, and they need to know now.
So I'll say loss, assuming Deshaun Watson plays and assuming he tears it up for that team. But if he comes in and he's delayed or he gets suspended, that could be an easy win for the Patriots. That could be a big loss to the Patriots.
Well, there's a reason why I think when you look at that game too, like the Browns didn't get on like that Browns-Texans game wasn't a week 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think it's like week 5 or something like that. I actually listened to an interview on Shine On Sports earlier this week with the guy who's in charge of making the schedule, and is the head schedule guy, and he said they just didn't feel like that was the right time to make that game to happen, because they're like week 1, they're like we don't know, and I think he was being coy. I think they damn well know.
Yeah, but
I think he was thinking probably going to be a 4-game suspension.
Unbelievable. All right, so I would say loss. So I'll say Patriots 3-3 after week 6. Pretty if you're a Patriots fan, like this area better than I do, they're gonna be like, oh, that's it. Bring back Brady. Belichick needs to be fired. Then we face the Bears. I'll say win 4-3. Then we face the Jets 6-3. I'm sorry, 5-3. Then we face the Colts team, who could be great.
The Colts could be. That's probably the one game I'm going to go to this year.
So then I'll say loss. So I'll say 6-4. Then the Jets 7-4. Vikings.
Colts signed Philip Lindsay today too. My dude.
Vikings 8-4. Bills. There's two Bills games now. Now they're not back to back, but they're like a few weeks apart. I say we split with the Bills. Okay, I'm gonna be nice.
I mean, as you would expect, like last year.
8-5. Cardinals. No idea.
Well, you're getting the Cardinals late in the season, which typically bodes better
For us.
because they'll collapse.
So 9-5.
Yep.
Raiders, again, don't know. Because you know what? We're facing McDaniels.
That's going to be the wild card for you guys, and it's also going to be a kind of a wild card for us too because it's going to be his first time facing. But he's faced the Broncos as an OC since then, so it's like.
I'm going to be honest with you, Josh McDaniels. I'm not a fan of.
Listen, I'm gonna say this: the Raiders organization internally is cooked. That ship is sinking and sinking fast, and I think you're gonna see it more. I don't even have the Raiders at 500 right now. So I've got the Raiders at 8 and 9.
I'll say loss because we're going to Vegas, and that's like after traveling.
And honestly, I think 8 and 9 is being generous, but
okay. So then we have Bengals, who Super Bowl hangover curse. We don't know.
I believe the Bengals are going to be third in that division.
Okay. So then, so I'll take that as a win. And then I said we're splitting Dolphins and we're splitting Bills. So I have them right now at 10-7.
I think that's perfectly fair. I think they'll be a little bit better than that.
That's a game and a half over what Vegas thinks.
And give the Belichick factor, I don't think 11 or 12 wins is out of the question at all.
I think if Mac Jones improves at all, because you've heard nothing about Mac Jones all offseason except actually he was at the Celtics games the other night and his haircut was atrocious. And I was like, that's for me.
I'm a big Mac Jones fan. Listen, I said this.
Haircut was terrible.
I said this on Sunday at a family gathering. I said, watch. I said the Patriots are going to come out and win fucking 12 games. They're going to win the division, and I'm going to be sitting here stewing.
Like
just
that
fucking stewing.
Like that Jets fan on draft day watching.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Look at this man walk.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, you guys had one shit fucking season with Cam Newton. That's all you had to do. You lose your franchise quarterback. You have one shit season, and now you're right back in it. Like, you were right back in the playoffs 2 years later.
And we drafted the fifth quarterback that year, too.
I'm going to be fucking irate. Because I know this is how it's going to go. This is what Bill Belichick does to me. So as for the Broncos schedule goes, I mean, we got some good primetime games.
I'm going to bring that up, too. Hold on one second.
We got the Seahawks week 1.
Oh shit, wrong one.
We got the Seahawks at week 1 in Seattle, so they waste no time sending Russ back to Seattle, which I kind of dig that.
How is that not the main game, like Sunday night game?
It's the Monday night game.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
Sunday
it's the Monday night game. So Monday night they return to Seattle for Russ's return. I mean, listen, dude, I think Russ is probably going to throw 5 or 6 touchdowns that night. He might actually challenge Peyton Manning's opening night 7 touchdown record as a Bronco. Drew Lock, I love you, buddy. It's gonna be a rough night. It's gonna be a real rough night. So 1-0 there.
Okay.
The Texans at home 2-0. I think that might be, as far as point differential goes, that might be the biggest point differential start in NFL history. I'll have to look it up. But I could easily see that being like an 80-17.
No, come on. 80 points.
Between 2 games?
Oh,
I'm saying point differential combined. Like I'm saying the Broncos can hang 40 burgers in each of those games.
I thought you were going to I'm like, all right, listen, the Texans are bad. They're not fucking, you can throw 80 points.
No. This isn't Madden, dude. This isn't Madden.
The guys just give up.
We got a real test Sunday night, week 3, Niners at home.
Listen.
I'm not.
Do you believe the turmoil that Shanahan's dealing with right now in San Francisco?
I do.
They apparently
they've got a lot to deal with in that quarterback.
They don't
right now.
People do not like Trey Lance. They think he is not good, and that's a very bad sign for the guy you traded up to number 3 and get.
I agree. I don't think it's going to be great. So I have that as a win. I think the Broncos are going to win at home a lot this year.
Okay, that's 3.
Then we're at the Raiders week 4.
Okay.
In the Death Star. Again, I think the Raiders are going to be I think they're going to be the letdown team in the West.
I say you'll split it, though.
I don't think they're going to. I think we're going to sweep them. I mean, we should have split it the last 3 years or 2 years,
okay.
whatever it was.
All right, so you say 4-0.
And we had nobody at quarterback, so I'm going to go 4-0.
Okay.
Then we have a short week Thursday night at home against the Colts. I'm going to still say that's a win at home.
Okay.
Then they're we got on the road at the Chargers. Monday night, which this is the game that fucked me because if we could have just flipped the Raiders and the Chargers here on the schedule, I would have been so because I'm on vacation that week, and I was hoping for 3 things, right? Because I'm on vacation, and I was hoping for at home in Denver against anybody, at the Titans or at the Raiders for that game, and we get at the Chargers, and I'm like, I'm not going to LA and wasting my vacation.
Okay, so is this?
I'm going to give this one the loss.
Okay.
Because I think we'll split with the Chargers, even though I think the Chargers are vastly overrated. I still think we're going to split with them, which I have no reason to believe we're going to split with them.
5-1?
No, 6-0.
Jesus Christ.
Because we own the Chargers, dude.
Okay.
Even when Drew Lock beats fucking Herbert, how am I supposed to take that team seriously? I know they claim they got better this offseason because they got the defense, but they had, the 29th ranked defense in the league last year?
So why don't we just skip the next 3 games because those are all going to be wins.
The Jets and the Jags definitely wins. 8-0. At the Titans, I can see that being a loss because it's a 1 o'clock start on the East Coast. 1 o'clock. Teams going west to
The Titans
east.
lost half their team.
It's still my chocolate stud pony, bro, and we got to lose it.
Whose legs fell off last year?
All right, fine. 9-0. All right, you convinced me.
No, I'm saying
and
like.
then we get the Raiders at home. That's a win.
Oh my God! All right, so right now you're
The Panthers-
undefeated through the number 20th. This is not.
Panthers.
Why don't you
win.
go to Vegas? Just put all your money in the Broncos.
Ravens
right now.
at Baltimore. 1 o'clock loss. That'll be a loss.
What the fuck? You picked the most absurd losses.
And
the Ravens. I just think of just a garbage tier team. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Kansas City at home. Sunday Night Football. That's the revenge game. Let Russ cook, baby. Win. Cardinals, again, late in the season. Works out for both of us. At home. Win. The Chargers, if we the Rams, Christmas Day, I think that's a loss.
Okay, so 2 losses.
At Kansas City, I think that's a loss.
Okay,
because
3.
Kansas City, it's not December. It's technically January, but Denver at Kansas City late in the season tends to suck. So I'll say that's a loss. And then who knows if we'll even be playing for anything come week 18. If we're playing for something, yeah, we win. Which normally this would be a 13-3 season.
So you're 14-3.
I never pick anybody to go better than 12-4. That's kind of like my rule of thumb. There's probably one more surprise loss in here, like the Jags in London. Like I could see that being like one of those, just like
dude,
what the fuck
the
losses.
Jags are a mess. I don't care who they have.
But I like what they're building down there. I do. I liked what they did in free agency. I liked what they grabbed that defensive tackle from was it Philly? No, well, not Philly. Who's the kid? I'd have to go back and look. But
who's the wide receiver they signed for like $1 trillion?
The kid from
Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk from Arizona.
Why are you paying him that much money?
Because you can. Because you can. Because that's
but you're overpaying mediocrity.
But we know you have to overpay mediocrity before you can overpay good players.
But I would have waited
because the Jaguars right now are so bad that good players are just like,
dude, look at
I'm going to get that contract. No matter where
who
I
would
go.
you rather have? Would you rather have Christian Kirk at $1 trillion, $80
million over 4 years? I think it was
ridiculous. Or would you rather have?
But it's really
an
like
aging
2-year.
star right now who's still in free agent, like an Odell. Well, Jarvis just got signed to New Orleans.
Juice went to New Orleans, which I think is stupid.
Odell,
Like,
Julio Jones, like that's a ton of
Odell
guys.
and Julio aren't going to be available. They're not available for most of the season, though.
Julio might be.
I'm talking injury wise.
Yeah, no, I think Julio might be. I think Julio is just like
Julio never plays a full season anymore.
No, he never plays a full season anymore, but he's available right now.
He's available. No, he's more available than Odell. Odell might not even be able to play this year.
Yeah, I said Odell's out in like week 8, like halfway through the season.
Yeah, I mean, which would be nice for whoever, but look, I think the Broncos split with the Chiefs. I think they'll lose at the Rams. You know, throw in that 1 o'clock road game in Baltimore. We always struggle in Baltimore, and West Coast teams going east starting at 1 o'clock. They don't tend to fare well.
Mm-hmm.
The Titans game gives me a little bit of pause. That's one that I feel like could be a loss. And then you got to throw in that just random no one saw, like the Jets or the Texans or the Jaguars, or there's gonna be some game where just a ball goes off of Jerry Jeudy's hands and ends up in the safety's hands, and he goes back the other way, and you're sitting there going, what the fuck just happened?
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell knows? But I don't think any more than 5 losses for the Broncos, and I think ceiling-wise, I think 2 or 3 losses would be. I'd say 3 would be comfortable because I think Chiefs, Ravens, Rams.
Oh, I know. I just heard you go 14-3 and like an undefeated streak to start the season.
Well, I think they're going to start out strong. They got a lot of teams on their schedule early on that I think are very beatable. And people are overrating the shit out of the Chargers, and don't even get me started on the Raiders because the Raiders are just poop.
I think the Raiders spent all that money to be like the 4th best team in that division.
Though they're going to be the 4th best team in that division.
Just saying.
They got the worst head coach in the division. I'll say that because we have at least, we don't know what Nathaniel Hackett's capable of yet. So we can unequivocally say that Josh McDaniels is the worst head coach in that division.
I'm sorry. I know Durant's probably still listening. And
Derek Carr is Derek Carr. I mean, he's good, but he's not.
I've never been so happy to get rid of a coach.
I know you haven't. You've been calling for this for years. You wanted nothing more than for Josh McDaniels to go somewhere else so that when Belichick hung it up, he would not take over the reins of the Patriots.
But at the same time, I was like, just as long as you don't bring back Joe Judge. And it's like he's back. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. I was like,
but Joe Judge is doing what, though? Like,
wait. I was like, well, at least he'll go back to special teams like he was doing. They're like, no, he's going to be leading the quarterbacks and wide receivers. And I'm like, oh, fuck my life.
And you got Matt Patricia's like the offensive line coach.
No. Matt Patricia is like doing running back, offensive line, and like tight ends. And I'm like, what in the actual?
He's doing all sorts of shit. Like, I love this comment the other day where he's like, well, I got Dante Scarnecchia on speed dial, so, whatever.
Dante is like, I'm retired. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but he's retired, but he's never retired. Like, I mean, come on, man. They brought Ernie Adams out of retirement to do the Patriots schedule release break. Like,
dude, he should have just made whatever the pink stripes comment made. We know it's about Goodell. Like people investigators have said it's about Goodell. Just come out. You're retired. You're done from the league. You're not going to get punished. Just tell us what the hell it meant. We all want to know. Pink stripes means something internally. We all know it does. Just tell us what it effing means.
Maybe someday when Belichick writes his book.
Belichick probably already started it. Brady started a book. But Brady's doing too much, man.
Brady's out there. Brady's going to be out there selling snake oil again.
Can we just talk about Brady for a couple minutes?
I mean, is Alex Guerrero still selling concussion water?
Nah, he's all done with that.
Because that was, let's not forget Brady tried to sell us concussion water.
Have you noticed? No, Brady never did.
Didn't he say concussions were? Well, yeah, we got this special water.
No. Brady says he
avoids concussions.
Brady says he drinks water to avoid concussions. He never tried to sell it. Thank God.
Well, he had his TB12 brand water.
No, he didn't.
Prevent concussions with TB12 water.
It
has electrolytes.
Worse, he had like that squeeze Mio. I think he just took off the Mio things. Imagine
it was Mio. It was like hyper caffeinated Mio. You're like, ew.
You're like, oh yes,
gross.
But like the first, if I watched all the Brady shit when he was here, obviously, and he would be like, I wake up. He says, I wake up and this. Total bullshit. And he goes, he had his container of water next to him, so when he woke up in the morning, it was still cold because it had a special container. And he goes, and it had a few squirts put into it. I was like, bro, you had to say squirts.
Squirts.
You wake up and put a few squirts in your water. I'm like, you piece of shit.
In my water.
Brady, I can understand why Belichick was like, yeah, you're not going to do all this shit. It's too much, man. I love the dude and everything he did here. The dude's everywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean he's literally going to become, he's expanding the brand. Like,
dude, his
I mean, think about it. He's learning. Look what he's doing. He's doing exactly what his wife.
A T-shirt is $95.
Teaching him to do but he has the resume to get people to spend $95 on a T-shirt.
Oh my God!
I mean, I would never spend $95 on a T-shirt. I don't care if Peyton Manning, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James all put their name on it.
Joey, this shirt could have been signed by Brady. I'm not spending $95 on a T-shirt.
I spent $30 on an autographed Trevor Siemian jersey.
That's $30 on a jersey.
Yeah.
This is $95 on a T-shirt.
I think a lot of people would argue that was a waste of $30.
Nah, it's fun.
But I think that's a fantastic use of my money.
Speaking of waste of money, I was looking for, because someone asked on Twitter, those things go around name a forgotten running back that you remember that nobody else does, and 2 immediately jumped out to me. 1, Sam Congado.
Always, that's the first one.
Voodoo Witch Doctor. Yep. He's like, I only come to America to play football to pay for my witch doctor, and he's gonna go back to South Africa and practice medicine. We're like, man, that's good. Everyone loved that dude.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, Carolina Panther, 1996, Tim Biakabatuka. Dude. Fucking John Madden saying his name, I remember as a kid being like, that is the craziest name I've ever heard. And his first name was just Tim.
2 that it was forgotten.
Oh, so by the way, I was looking for like an autographed something from Tim
Forgotten running backs.
Biakabatuka. It doesn't exist.
Fun forgotten running backs. I mean, I would probably say like Olandis Gary.
But is he really forgotten though?
I
Not
mean,
really.
he was just like in that Denver Broncos cog.
No, you got to go like way back. Like people have been like, "Oh shit, that guy actually played in like the '90s." You got to go like '90s is like
like
forgotten.
Natron Means.
He's
like-
more of a fullback though.
But he was there.
I know, but we're talking about forgotten running backs. That's fullback.
No, Natron Means was a running back.
Didn't
He was a halfback.
Didn't he convert to fullback for like most of his
He was
career?
just a big dude. He was like he was a 3-year flare up. I mean,
Like when people were saying Mike Allstott, I'm like, bro, he was a running back for like 2-3 years. Like, shut the fuck up.
no, Mike Allstott was around for a while, dude.
Yeah, but he was a fullback for a long. He was Warwick Dunn's like
he was well,
bodyguard.
He was still a fullback even when they won the Super Bowl. He wasn't like a running back.
Well, he became a running back like after.
Well, no, because remember he backed up Michael Pittman.
Yep.
Yeah, they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then he got the
Well, Fulton was a
reins all to
fullback.
himself at the end.
Like 04, he was like kind of like the featured guy. What was the guy that had the Chris something that had the super like upright running, played for the Titans that one year? He had like a super like upright running style.
There was a guy that
He had the same
for
name
the Cardinals.
No, he had the
Hightower?
same. Nope, he had the same name as somebody. Hold on, let me look it up because he was always one that cracked me up. Let's see, teams, Chris. It wasn't Chris Henry.
No.
No, I'm thinking because he
R.I.P.
shared. Or was it Houston? No, it was definitely Tennessee. He shared the same name as somebody else. Hang on. Chris Brown, that's what it was. Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. Why is that not ringing a bell?
He was a 2-year running back for the Titans. 05, he rushed for 1,000 yards. 04,
wow,
he rushed for
you're
1,000
right.
yards. 04, 05, he had like another 800. But you remember he just ran like straight up? Like he just had like this like wicked upright, like that's all I remember about it. It was a Chris Brown.
Yeah, he would get blown the fuck up too because he would just like stand straight up.
He was pretty shifty though. And then he was always one guy that I always remembered for no apparent reason. And I mean,
yeah, but some of the names people were saying were like Arian Foster. I'm like, Dad, that was like 6 years ago. I'm like, you can't say that.
dude, Arian Foster was not 6 years ago. Arian Foster peaked in like 2012, dude. That was like 10 years ago.
What?
The peak of the Arian Foster era was in 2012 when Kubiak was.
Do
still
I
there.
have like early stage dementia? Like,
I-
why does
I
this
just-
always seem like 10 years ago?
I just think that you're fucking. You remember it like it was yesterday,
I do.
and it just really wasn't yesterday.
No, but that does not count. Arian Foster is not a forgotten running back. That should not count. I was doing like crazy shit.
I don't know. How about Trung Candidate? Remember him?
Oh my God.
Remember him?
The name alone.
Yeah, it's a sweet name. Trung Candidate. You're like, what the fuck's a Trung Candidate? You're like, he's a running back. What? It's good stuff. But all right, you want to leave it there? Did we miss anything important?
No, we just should talking Brady and how. Oh wait, let's talk about that really quick. Brady getting $375 million guaranteed, unlike Drew Brees, who got cut and now he's debating coming back to football. You know what? Let's talk about that for 2 seconds.
Sure.
Fuck the Brady stuff. Brady is just fucking everywhere. He's
Well, we
annoying.
talked about Brady last week. It still amazes me, which again, and this is like I told you in the text message, Brady getting $375 million. All that signals to me is we will have 40 teams in the NFL before long, and it will be at least an 18-game season.
Oh, that's
Because
that's
there is
foregone
no way in
conclusion.
hell a network is investing $375 million into a commentator if they don't know that there is going to be more work for him to be done. The other thing I wanted to say about the schedule too, and this is the first time this has ever happened, and it's going to be fucking awesome, and I've been calling for it for years. And I even called into a certain Boston radio talk show and suggested this about 4 or 5 years ago now. It might have rhymed with fail and skeef. And I called in and fail shot my idea down as pure lunacy and just ludicrousness. Flex scheduling on Monday night. Weeks 14, 15, 16, weeks 14 through 18, I believe, are now going to be allowed. Monday night is going to be allowed to flex. So teams will be allowed to get flexed on Monday night. So thank God, no more late season Monday night snoozers. We're going to get good Monday night football games again.
Yeah,
And it's going to be awesome because I love Monday night. Sunday night is always nice, and it's always fun to play on Sunday night. But Monday night is like it for us growing up, our generation, dude. That was a Super Bowl. There was a Super Bowl every week.
It was always
You
a
had
good
Monday
game,
Night Football,
but there was a lot of
and
times it was great games.
The Monday night nonsense was just out of this world. Like every week on Monday Night Football, there was just some crazy shit happen. The Jets would come back and beat the Dolphins, or Peyton Manning would come back down 24-0 against the Chargers on the road, and Mike Tirico, I'll never forget it. Tony Carter picking it off, taking it back for the 6. Carter 6, comeback complete.
Shit,
And
I remember even in the '90s, like Brett Favre games, and he was like,
Vikings Packers Monday Night Football, Vikings Bears Monday Night Football.
Cunningham,
Cowboys, Vikings.
absolutely.
Those were tremendous games. I mean, I remember the Monday night, September 10th, 2001. Giants at the Broncos. Eddie Mack broke his leg, and the Broncos beat the Giants to open up Invesco Field, and then the next morning the world changed.
Mm-hmm.
Like Monday Night Football has significance. Monday Night Football is something that I feel like as a fan base, we forgot about. And we kind of left for dead and took for granted. And because a lot of the times the NBA, I'm watching the NBA, the NFL just really kind of dropped the ball on these matchups because and it's not hard. It's easy for the NFL to drop the ball when you're trying to figure out the Week 15 Monday night game in June, or April rather, or in their case, February probably. And you're just like, okay, you're talking about we haven't even really gotten through, we're barely through free agency. The draft is on the heels, and then we got to solidify this Monday night schedule and try to make it appealing and attractive to people that late into the season. That's a tall order, dude. That's really tall. And when I suggested this on Rich Keefe with Holly or whatever, it was Dale and Holly with Keefe, and I called in and I said, why can't the NFL do flex scheduling? Like, I know there's contractual obligations and things like that amongst the networks, but at the time, Disney was starting to buy everything up, and it was like, okay, like, there's going to be a lot more leeway here going forward.
Yeah, NFL.
Why are we not even talking about Monday Night Football being a flexible game, at least for the second half of the season?
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't do that. The coaches would hate it. The players would hate it. No one wants to get forced onto a Monday night and then have a short week. I'm like, who cares?
It doesn't matter what the players and
It
coaches
doesn't matter
think.
what the players and the coaches want or think. It matters what we, the fans, who spend our money on the game, think.
And it also matters what the NFL
And
is in
also,
best interest.
now, sports gambling. And,
Big time.
what's better than a Monday night snooze fest between the Vikings and the Lions? Oh, I don't know. How about Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs versus Russ Wilson and the Broncos? Or how about Chargers Raiders? Or how about Bengals Chiefs? Like, I don't give a shit. Like, name a game. Just pick one.
Yes, exactly.
Just pick one and name a thing. It's instantaneously better than the snore fest that you were going to get.
Big time.
So I think the NFL finally got this shit right. Thank God Monday Night Football is relevant because I want to watch Monday Night Football and enjoy it. Like, especially like late in the season when you're just sitting there and you're like, okay, cool. Like, I really would love to watch this game and really would love to love this game. But I can't because this is going to be shit football.
Yeah, I mean, but
like we get enough shit football on Thursday nights. We don't need it on Mondays.
We're gonna get more shit football too when they add an extra 8 teams.
Oh God, it's gonna be terrible, dude. So they're already talking about putting 2 teams in Dallas.
So do you add
2 teams in Chicago?
Do you add an extra conference to each division?
I don't know how it's gonna go.
Because if you add 8 teams, it's another 4 and another 4. So you add a new conference to each division.
You mean a new division each conference?
But I said that backwards.
Yes, you had that little. You had the.
No, add a conference into the division.
The division. The AFC East now has its own division.
Now it's the AFC North will rise again. And within that, you have the AFC East. And then, by the way,
AFC East Northern Aggression Division.
By the way, if you are
versus the AFC Southern Rise Again Division.
Oh, don't. By the way, if you're Vince McMahon, how much do you want to sue The Rock and everybody else in the world right now? Because the XFL has just given The Rock a 4-year, fully guaranteed XFL deal on ABC and ESPN.
Well, The Rock he's Hollywood now.
Dude, The Rock fucking bought the XFL for like $40 million, and then he's like, here is my terms. It just says, I'm The Rock.
Pretty much.
And then Disney's like, can't pass this up.
Right? Disney's like, well, how are we gonna make 8 more Fast and the Furious?
That Disney has nothing to do with that. He's like, listen, I made the Jungle Cruise.
There was at one point Disney had nothing to do with Star Wars either, and we all saw how that turned out.
You know what? The Rock was like, I will play Darth Vader 2 Electric Boogaloo. And Disney's like, oh my God, we can't pass this
The
up.
Rock is Darth Vader in Luke Skywalker Super Smash Brothers. You're like, wait, what? And then it's just like Mario comes like, it's a me, Mario. And you're like, why is this frumpet dump plumber over here?
But I just can't understand how the XFL got a 4-year deal from Disney and like ABC. Like, it makes no sense.
Because The Rock is Hollywood, man. When The Rock speaks, the money listens.
It's insane.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that this fucking guy that we watched, who, you know, was basically like Stone Cold's rival back in the day.
96, 2002. That was his run.
And
6 years. 6-year run.
6-year run in the WWE, and this man is now dominating every the action genre, and among other things.
No, he just wakes up at
more
4 a.m.
we could have possibly ever imagined.
Cardio, weights, and then eats like 16 meals during the day. I'm exaggerating, but like 6 or 7 meals during the day. Then he has a conference call with Under Armour for his clothing line. He has a conference call with his people for upcoming movies and events. He has a conference call about his new tequila company. He has a conference call about...
Why does everybody all of a sudden have a tequila company?
Everyone has tequila.
Is tequila like just like the next like easy thing to like just slap your name on?
Do you know why? Because George Clooney sold his for $1 billion.
Well, I thought George Clooney had vodka.
I thought it was tequila.
Oh no, that was Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd had vodka.
The skull.
Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull.
And he sold that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for $1 billion, but,
no, but
George Clooney sold his tequila business for $1 billion.
It's just tequila. I mean, I love tequila.
But I think he George Clooney'd it up. He's like,
but what the fuck? It's just tequila.
He's like, look how handsome I am.
Like, you don't
and
really like Don Julio is good high level tequila. You really don't get much better than Don Julio. What could you possibly be putting in it that makes it that much better?
George Clooney's tequila.
I'm just saying, like, Don Julio's kind of like, you know, like above. Like, I'm sure there are better tequilas than Don Julio.
Casamigos.
There are more expensive ones for sure. But as far as like taste, flavor, like all that shit goes, like Don Julio's kind of the creme de la creme, homie.
You know what? The Breaking Bad guys are going around. They're selling tequila now too.
I want to maybe all this talk about Don Julio's got me wanting to go buy a fucking bottle of Don Julio tomorrow.
What the hell is it called?
The Breaking Bad tequila.
Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul teaming up. Mezcal.
Mezcal.
There we go.
That's already been around though.
Well, they own it.
Mezcal.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're going around signing bottles of it. Actually, I'd go fucking meet them and have them sign a bottle of tequila. That sounds pretty badass.
I would go to Bryan Cranston and be like, dude, loved you for all 20 minutes in Godzilla. like just the most random shit. Like, it's not about fucking Malcolm in the Middle or Breaking Bad. It's just like, nah, dude, loved you in Godzilla. You're like, all right.
He has his voice. He's gonna be like, what?
And I'd be like, who the fuck is this guy?
He's like,
and they're like, oh, that's Jesse from
Breaking Bad.
I'd be like, oh yeah, you were annoying as fuck. Anyway, cool.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah. That's right. You're the bitch guy. Right. Yeah. Okay, cool. How's things?
He's like, actually, not that bad. I don't do anything, and I get paid
millions
of dollars.
Millions of dollars, and I don't do shit. It's great.
His wife's name is Bird.
Fucking Hollywood people, man. Seriously. Fuck off. Like, if I ever have a kid, I'm just going to name it the most absurd shit ever.
Like Pilot Inspector Lee?
Like, just be like Dick Bag McFuckface. So that way, when the teacher's like running down the attendance list and when they're in school,
DB McF.
They're 110% gonna think like one of the kids got the school like the class roster and like edited it and be like, nope, that's my name. My parents hate me.
Nope, my next kid: greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
There you go.
Just
he's eating beans. Shoot him. All right, Sean. Let's leave it there. Let's get the fuck up out of here. Let's watch the fourth quarter of this. And what do we got for
93-76? This one seems like the Heat did come back in the second half, and they've been playing out of their mind.
It seems like the Heat might. They could close the door on this one pretty quick here if they're not. The Celtics aren't careful. But
I think the Celtics look like shit right now, so they should definitely win this game.
That's because they are shit, Sean. That's because they are.
Telling
shit. You. What did you have? What was your prediction for this series? Before?
Oh, I said Celtics in 5. But
Celtics in 5. Holy shit! I'm gonna go Heat in 6. Because I think the Celtics will take a couple here. I'm not fully sold on the fact that the Heat are that much better than the Celtics, but they're definitely better. And if Mike Lowry gets back and he's healthy, then I think it's going to be a wrap. So,
Grant, come on,
granted, there's no Marcus Smart and no Al Horford here tonight either, but I mean, come on, man.
Blocked.
If we're hinging our championship hopes on average Al, I don't really know how much I love those championship hopes.
Nope.
So, all right, Sean. Until next Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m.
Boop.
Right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. We are out. Plizzy could not be here this evening. He took the night off. He's got to work early tomorrow. His last, I think it's his last Wednesday working early, so he'll be back in as a regular mainstay.
Nice.
If you like the show, please, be a friend, tell a friend, and give us a like and a share. And on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff, you can leave 5-star reviews now for podcasts that you like and you listen to. By all means, please give us one of those. We appreciate it. Those 5-star reviews do come in handy down the line. And we'll be back next week. We'll be talking about this series and probably a lot more. I'm sure something will break in the NFL. We didn't even touch on Jerry Jeudy in his little
yeah, but I heard
little
it was all like overblown bullshit.
It was just it was a little mix up, but it was funny watching all the Raiders fans celebrate for a day, thinking that he went all Henry Ruggs with it, and it's like no, sorry, we're still not the Raiders, guys. We're not that bad, but until then, we'll see y'all next week, and we look forward to it.
Adios.
Peace.